Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 97 of the MeepleCore Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast about board games, video games, music, and nerd culture. I am your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Eric Ledford,
George Breden.
In this episode, we give you our first impressions for the board games Viral, Fuji Flush, Just One, Jamaica, and Flotilla. We run through our top 5 favorite lengthy board games and much more. Intern Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. If you could be a cartoon character for a week, who would you be?
Uh-oh. Cartoons include anime.
For a week.
Yeah, for a week. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
All right.
I watched a lot of cartoons.
She didn't define if you live in the world of the cartoon either. That's important.
Oh, it's very important, yeah.
All right, Eric, what about you?
Uno momento, as you guys proceed with your answers.
All right, what about you, George? You know any?
I guess I'd go with Shaggy.
Shaggy? Do you watch the TV show Supernatural?
No.
Melissa does, but myself.
I mean, from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I know. But they had an entire episode, because Supernatural is kind of like exactly what Scooby-Doo does, you know, investigating mysteries and stuff of the supernatural. In the supernatural world, they got sucked into the Scooby-Doo world, and the whole thing's drawn. It was fantastic. It was so good because all the Scooby-Doo characters, they still think that everything's fake. And so people are actually dying and blood's everywhere. So they start freaking out and stuff. And it's all the same actors and everything and actresses.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
That's
it is
awesome.
Absolutely worth watching, even if you don't watch Supernatural.
I'm going to check it out.
It was so I think it was like last year or the year before. Maybe it's 2018 or something.
Okay. I just went with Shaggy because he's got a pet.
Because he's at Scooby?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Popeye. You know, I'm just going to pop over that spinach and get some arms on me and beat some people up.
I'm going to have to pick like Rurouni Kenshin or somebody who's
who is that?
Yeah, what?
Rurouni Kenshin. He's from a show called Rurouni Kenshin. It's an anime. And it was more comical and stuff, but he's like this retired assassin that he's called the reverse blade assassin or whatever. He has a katana that's like sharpened on the inside because he doesn't want to kill anybody anymore. So he just beats them up with the flat part of his katana.
But that's cool.
But originally he was actually an assassin. There's the OVAs or whatever, the original movies are called Samurai X, at least in America. And he was absolutely brutal. He's awesome. Basically, he fought so hard that his body started to like break down on him because of how much he used his body. Dude, it is a fantastic series.
I mean, I know exactly how that goes.
So you want to use your body until it breaks down.
Yeah. That's right. My body's breaking down.
Fight so hard.
I would use this experience to pick a character that did something that I'd always want to do, but couldn't actually stomach doing in real life.
With your frail body.
Yeah, like being an assassin. I'm not going to go kill people, but you know, if it's a cartoon.
Maybe for a couple of days. Yeah.
Eric, is your official answer Popeye?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
All right.
He's old school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who'd you say again, George?
I'm old school, too. I said Shaggy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Duh. I went on that whole tyrant. So, well, anyway, welcome to the MeepleCore Podcast, where we ask Alexa random question or to give us random questions, and then we just answer them. That's the whole podcast. That's all we do.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Next question.
We talk about board games, obviously, and but before we do all that, we're going to talk about what we've been up to in we're a bi-weekly podcast, so we're going to talk about what we've been up to the weeks between our podcast, and we're going to start with Eric. What you been up to?
Sure. Yeah. Well, also not been going out and doing too much, so
yeah.
Got a chance to play 2 longer games, which kind of coincides with, our top 5 this week. Is playing playing long games. So me and wife, we played Star Wars Imperial Assault, and in this game you can actually play it two different ways. I guess there's a 2-player skirmish way that you can play it, which we actually haven't done. So we started a campaign, and in doing the campaign, one person plays Imperials, Darth Vader, bad side, and then one player plays the rebel side. So so far we want to play the first campaign, and it was actually a lot better than I would have thought it was going to be. So, and Melissa liked it more than she thought she would like it, because usually she doesn't like games that are more lengthy or have a lot of fighting in them. So it went out pretty well.
Which is exactly the two things this game has.
Right. Yeah. So we'll definitely be playing it more down the line here. The second game that we played is the Sid Meier's Civilization, the board game, which was also quite good, and it kind of brought in a lot of elements from the PC game. So you start out with a settler that's going to make a city, and then you make some other cities, and you grow from that. And there's different ways to win, whether it be getting culture or getting different technologies and going up. Being the first one to get that fifth technology, not fifth technology, but the fifth tier in this game, anyways. And then there's another way to win is take over the capital of your opponent. And that's what happened to me. Yeah, Melissa won that game as well. So blew me out of the water and took me over.
Anything else?
No, besides that, just playing games.
Fair enough. What about you, George?
Well, I've played games with you guys online, but the entire weekend I was playing games with the Deaf Board Game Convention online, and having a great time with that. We did everything on Board Game Arena, so played a bunch.
Which I heard actually really good things about Board Game Arena.
It was all right, yeah. It's nice because it does things for you. It's like everything is scripted.
It's more like a regular app-driven type of gameplay,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like to house rule things, so it's very you
can't
can't
really
do that there.
Right.
But in terms of just getting to where everyone knows how to play the game, and then everyone can just play the game,
right.
It was a good choice for the Deaf Board Game Convention for sure. And I was involved with teaching a lot of the games over the weekend. Played a lot of Takenoko, and played a lot of Can't Stop, and Clans of Caledonia. Let's see, had Jaipur, and all the stuff on Board Game Arena. It was
gotcha.
a lot of great games.
All good games, right?
Yeah. And then also over the weekend, there were a bunch of role-playing games that were being played that they were fantastic. Two of them were Star Wars games. There's Star Wars Force and Destiny, that role-playing game.
Like the Fantasy Flight Games one?
Fantasy Flight, yeah.
Yeah, I played that.
And then there was D&D 5th edition, and there was my personal favorite was Cats of Cthulhu, which is I had never seen anyone play this game before, but it's a game. You know how when you have a cat, like I have a cat right here, but when you have a cat, sometimes the cat will do weird stuff, and you don't know why your cat's doing that. Like it'll just stare at the wall, for a long time, and you're like, "What is the cat doing?" Who knows, right?
Are you seeing the supernatural?
That's what it is. Yeah. So in the game, the cats could see things from other dimensions that people don't know about, so they have to go out and protect the people. It was so funny. It was so great.
What did y'all play that over? Just Zoom?
Zoom, yeah.
Okay. Man, it sounds like if you're like a deaf role player, your arms would be pretty tired after a session.
No more than your mouth is tired after a session, playing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it's so much easier just to like slouch in your chair and be like, I want to go this way. I mean, you got to move your whole arms. Like, there's a difference between playing PlayStation and then playing Wii for 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, it's deaf people are quite used to it. It's fine.
I mean, I guess that is fair. I mean, that's how they communicate. So I guess they would be used to it after a while.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. I have been interested in Board Game Arena, especially since all the COVID-19 stuff. And I signed up for it, and it keeps sending me emails. It's like, hey, you haven't played any games. Hey, you haven't played any games. I'm like, I know.
Oh my gosh. I am irritated at how many emails the thing sends, because,
really?
I would play a game and then I just played the game and I was there and I know what happened in the game, and my focus is going out on my camera. But,
that's all right.
But then it would send you an email and say, you just lost that game. It's like, yeah, thanks. I was there.
Thanks for the reminder.
Part of that. I don't need to
I witnessed it. It's like the subject line's like nana nana boo boo.
Try again.
Yeah.
So this is what I heard, which I haven't played on it. So whether you want to be in a ELO type of scenario or not, it actually kind of rates you on your wins and losses on individual games.
Yep, it gives you a number of some kind. Yeah.
Right.
For each game or just generally? Because that's dumb.
Each game.
Okay, each game, that makes sense.
Game. So you can, go up on ELO ranks if you really want to, go into a specific game.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm top tier. ELO?
ELO?
ILO.
Yeah, it's I don't know actually what it stands for.
Actually, I don't either. It's a tournament system where if you win, you get points. You lose points, and then you get ranks and stuff like that.
It's basically your ranking in the game.
Yeah.
Instead of being, I'm the third best player. You might have a ELO rank of 900 that indicates that you're high ranked in that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess
ELO rank at Takenoko is going up.
Won quite a bit, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I thought about doing Board Game Arena. It's just the reason I stay away from it at first, anyways, because I like to enter an app or to enter a game that I played on BG Stats to record a session. I feel like I need to have had played the game, like physically. Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia do a good job of simulating the experience. Board Game Arena takes all the math and stuff out of it for you, and so it's kind of like more of like a game that you're playing.
In a way, but like playing Clans of Caledonia, you still had to figure out the math of, can I afford to buy this guy and put him on that spot of the map? Yes, it would subtract your money for you.
Right. It kind of provides a way to play a game in a shorter amount of time, whether that's, that's because it's handling some of that math and
I guess
resource manage it for you.
Math was a poor choice. What I was actually talking about is
the tacticalness
the mistakes.
Of it.
You can't make rules mistakes in Board Game Arena.
Which that's actually probably a good thing, but
no, it's not. I don't think so. I think that if you've played the game a few times, then cool. But like,
you're talking about like actual like rules. I'm not talking about rules mistakes, but talking about like game playing mistakes. You should have done this instead of that.
Well, I was actually talking about rules. Like the game, since the game is like driven through an app, I don't feel like I'm playing a board game. I feel like I'm playing a video game. Is what I'm actually trying to
there's
articulate.
A little sense of that. Yeah.
Right.
I really thought you were talking about Eric saying, "Wait, I'm going to go back and do this instead."
Oh, that is one thing I heard too. If you go on Board Game Arena, there's no like take back, so you can't be I really meant to
do
this.
They're
or
implementing that. They are. There's an undo button.
Oh, are they?
Not every game has it. So eventually, Eric, you'll be able to.
Everybody take back their turn. I forgot to do this.
It's like, I meant to do.
Yeah.
Well, like for instance, Eric, on Ascension, the app that we play on the phone.
Yeah.
That should have an undo button too, sort of. As long as if you played a card and you're like, I don't want to play that yet, just bring it back to your hand and play a different card. As long as nothing gets revealed or whatever,
Yeah, it can be really irritating if you don't have that, yeah.
Yeah. If a Board Game Arena does implement it, it's probably going to be for the games that you do your stuff, but nothing like no new cards were revealed or whatever. You like, maybe it's like an area of control and you put your 7 guys out, but you're like, I don't like where they're at, so you can recall them and do it again. Like, it's not going to change anything because once you hit submit, then everybody's just going to see your final result of what you did. And it's not like you're sitting there calculating behind the scenes, like I click here and do this and click here. Okay, well, that's going to happen. Yeah. So I'm going to revert that.
Oh, that is one nice thing about Board Game Arena is that you can play turn-based. And so, like, you could play where you have, like, 2 days to do your thing.
Yeah, like the asynchronous mode where kind of like on the phone apps and stuff. Dude, if this thing run really well on a phone, I would be ecstatic. So, but since it's only on a computer, it kind of makes it hard for me to I have a hard enough time doing my Ascension games, actually, at this point.
Yeah, you do.
Well, anyway, George, you have anything else that you've been up to, or is that the main thing?
That was the main thing. I have a new monitor that I got, so now I have 2 monitors. So that's why you're seeing my my converted little house shed kind of thing here from a different angle if you're watching the video. And my quarantine is over, so that's been great to get back with my family, and we've been hard at work cleaning out a barn. That's been a lot of fun. But
to clarify for George, he did not have COVID-19. He just moved in with his family, and self-quarantined just in case.
Yes, because some of them have some vulnerabilities to it, and I couldn't take any chances. But the quarantine period is over, and now I'm enjoying having dinner with everybody, and and pretty soon I'll be playing games, playing some card games after dinner. It'll be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I've been playing a lot of Destiny, obviously. Eric has.
Oh, yes. I forgot to actually kind of mention that, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up because I figured you just talked about it when I brought it up.
Right.
We got Eric to 100. We finished the season the day it ended. It was great.
Right. Oh. I think I had probably 4 hours on the clock left.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Got to max level.
And then we bought the new season, and we're at it again.
Right. We can start all over.
So is there always a new season?
Yeah, they haven't always did this. There's only been, I think, 3 so far where they've gave you like a season level. And then throughout that, what is it, 90 days, I think, 3 months?
I think this one's like 110 days or something.
Yeah, it's up. I think it's probably going to be up till September 22nd, whenever the new expansion Beyond Light
that makes sense.
Out.
It's all of summer, yeah.
I mean, this is kind of new territory for it. It's okay. A lot of people are complaining about it just because of the way it works. We have a lot of fun with it, so I don't really care. But speaking of which, the Brawl Stars game that I've been playing on the phone has a similar season rank, and I'm almost finished with that too. I'm at 50.
I tried that.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked it. I didn't really get into it. It's not. I don't do phone games that much, but I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually got to play it quite a bit for a while there. So it has something in the game where, the more you play for a short period of time, the more of these gems or whatever you get. But once you play, over 2 hours in a day, which you probably shouldn't play more than 2 hours in a day on this phone game, then it really hinders you. You stop getting that progression. So
yeah, it has like this reserve of brawl coins or whatever it's called, and every time you go play a match, it's kind of like it draws from that pile, and someone that runs
available
out,
pile in a day or something.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of dumb. I don't get that, but I mean, there's ways you can get around it. You can go to the store and you can use like gold, which is it's in-game currency, not game like gems that you paid for with money, and you can buy like more coins that you can get. So I don't know if you knew about that.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's in there. It's like it also doubles how many coins you get when you get coins and stuff, like brawl coins or whatever. I don't remember what they're actually called, but I mean, I don't play it a whole lot. I put maybe 30 minutes a day, which is a good amount for a phone game.
That's a lot.
Sure.
And
right.
Honestly, when you're playing Brawl Stars, you're like 30 minutes goes by and you felt like you've played 95 games because
yeah, you probably have.
Yeah. Each game is pretty short.
Yeah, each game is literally under 2 minutes. Most of them have a 2-minute timer. So, playing it in 30 minutes, that's a good amount. I'm looking forward to when I finally go back to work and I'm on lunch and stuff. I can just like chuck out some games and be like, bam, feel satisfied.
Yeah.
It's really good though. I think fun, Eric, do you have any of the characters up to power level 7 where you can actually get gadgets?
Now, they can get gadgets. I don't have any.
Gotcha. I've got 5 of them, I think, now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Just unlocked by getting these boxes or...
Well, you can unlock them by getting brawl boxes, through increasing your brawl rank or increasing your normal trophy rank or whatever. But you can also go to the store and buy them for 1,000 gold. So if you save up your gold, which is hard to do because if you got a lot of characters and you're playing through them all, then you have to pay to like level them each time they get enough experience. Right. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to spend 1,000 gold to do that.
Yeah.
But I had bought the season pass and I'm getting a lot more rewards from that because of, just like in Destiny, where you have like one line that shows you what you get for every season level, and then you have another line that's like, here's what you could also get if you're subscribed.
It's the same line, except on the top it shows you, hey, if you're a season pass holder, you also get all this cool stuff.
Yeah. So I went about 30 or 35 ranks in, and then I was like, you know what? I like this game quite a bit. So I spent the $10 or whatever it is for enough gems to buy the Brawl Pass, and it retroactively gives you all the rewards. So I just got a ton of stuff. I'm like, oh. But yeah, other than that and work, I haven't been up to too much in editing podcasts. So
cool.
All right, let's dive in to some news, and then we'll talk about some games. First up, have you seen Bill and Ted Face the Music?
No.
I have not.
Oh, this is, I don't know. It's like a teaser trailer. Not really a teaser, but it's like a 20-second trailer they released. But it has Keanu Reeves and, sorry, I forgot his other name, the other character's name. But it's the two original characters from the original Bill and Ted movies.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a third movie.
That's amazing, yeah.
It looks pretty funny. And actually, they did a good job. Like, I feel like movies right now have a really good way of projecting like the 80s.
Right.
And they do a good job to, you kind of think,
bringing it back.
Yeah, you're like, man, they really made this look like it was filmed in the 80s. That looks cool.
It'll be interesting in another 20 years or so when they start doing like 90s movies more.
That's true.
If we'll realize like, oh yeah, that's what the 90s was like. Because I can remember the 80s way better than I can remember that. Like there was nothing in the 90s I can remember really. As I proved during that game that we played once.
The other guy's Alex Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winter.
Yeah, that was Bill.
Cool.
See if he's actually in the new one. I'm pretty sure it's the same character or same actor.
Yeah, he's Bill.
Yeah. Are you looking at a picture of it? They look
right.
They look like they got younger. Yay for makeup.
I mean, he looks pretty old. In the movie itself. In the movie itself, not. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If you watch the actual trailer, and maybe because I was just watching on an Instagram ad or something, but man, Keanu Reeves, I mean, he doesn't look that old anyway, but
no, he
looks way younger in this movie than he does when you see him, on TV or anything else. So
yeah, he's 56 now. So
yeah, he does not look 56. He looks like he's in his 30s. Dude, he is
pretty good for 56. Yeah,
they did a good job.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Terraforming Mars, the Big Box. If you're listening to this episode, it's supposed to be out mid-June on Kickstarter. This is probably around the same time the podcast might come out. So I'm going to assume that this will already be on Kickstarter by the time this gets released. But it's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a big box. Not to be confused with big box sets where they come with all the expansions and things like that. From my understanding, when I read, it is a big box to put all your Terraforming Mars stuff in, but it also has like 90 custom 3D tiles for all the different tiles in the game, and vacuum trays for all the components for all the different expansions and everything. And I think it said it come with 3 brand new tiles that might be exclusive to this. Seems pretty cool, but it's $100.
Was 3 new cards that comes with.
Oh, just the 3 cards? I thought it was tiles. Yeah. Never mind.
That's only $30 a card.
Eric's looking it up.
I don't know. But anyway, it just says it includes 3 new cards that relate to the 3 new special tiles, card dividers, and 5 plastic markers for the global parameters.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm debating this because here's the thing. I've got a 3D printer and I can technically 3D print all this.
Mm-hmm.
You can just buy it and be done. So
now you're gonna have to hunt down. Well, I guess you don't really have to hunt them down, but you have to go out and get all the expansions to fill it.
Oh, the expansions? Yeah.
Right.
I've got actually quite a bit of the expansions. I'm only missing one, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I totally get it. I've got a hammer and some nails, but I'm definitely just going to go out and buy whatever I need. Like, I'm not going to.
I could build a house.
I could, but I'm not going to do it.
That's fair.
Now the terrain, and these are just mock-ups, what I see on Board Game Geek, they do look pretty nice, so.
They do look nice. I've already downloaded all the STL files for my 3D printer that I would want to print.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am kind of at the limbo of, man. And the problem is I would have already started printing them, but I realized that when I got all my filaments, my green is actually, there's another filament
PLA?
type. No, I wanted PLA, but it's
ABS?
Yes, ABS. So I don't really want to use the ABS. So I don't know. I mean, I want to use it, but I don't want to use it for this specific thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My basement's kind of cold, and where it's at and everything is not the ideal area for ABS because you want a different environment for it. And so I don't feel like going through all the trial and error of getting it to print things correctly.
Ah, gotcha.
But with all the COVID stuff, like everything on Amazon was out of stock or it was going to be shipped 200 years later. So I was like, so just kind of paused.
It's going to be like mine. It's going to be a shelf.
Yeah. So next up.
That was my mail.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. Your 3D printer holds the mail.
Yeah.
It does. It holds the mail. It actually has stacks of mail on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inside of it. It's not even on top of it. It's inside of it. Where you would print things. Tales of Barbaria launched on Kickstarter. I can't remember if we talked about this last time or not, but basically it's the sequel standalone to the Barbarian Battlegrounds that Greenbrier Games has.
Oh,
and this
awesome.
one plays up to 6 players, and it looks a lot deeper. Don't have my credit card linked to my Kickstarter anymore because I haven't used it in so long. So I clicked the button to remind me so that I would. So I'll probably back that, and I think I'll buy Good Cop, Bad Cop. So I'm going to be like George at this point and start kickstarting things again. I don't really want to do this.
Yeah, I've cut way back. I have cut way back. So
yeah, I mean it's cool. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
this is like a crack addict. I'm back at it.
And what I've started doing now, I started backing things for $1 just in case. You know,
just in case
but then I talk myself out of it. I can talk myself out of it later, so I actually save a lot of money, even though I'm giving them $1.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So I'm torn over whether I should back They Live, which is based on the movie, John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know how much of that is. Is it really going to be a good game, or am I just nostalgic for that movie?
That's fair. George, tell us about the next one, which is Freedom 5.
Freedom 5.
Do you know anything about it?
I know very little about it. I know it's a game that's being made in cooperation between Greater Than Games and Arcane Academy.
Wonders.
Arcane Wonders, yeah. And so it's the next one in the line of games that includes Onitama and the Game Essentials.
The Dice Tower Essentials?
Dice Tower Essentials, thank you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, and it is a design by Richard Lanius and the Sadler brothers, I believe. And
Adam Sandler and Brady Sandler.
Sadler. Yeah.
Sadler.
Yeah. You did it too. Anyway.
Yeah.
We got comedians making board games.
If only. But we have a game that I think is going to be an iteration of Defenders of the Realm. I could be totally wrong about this, but I really feel like it's going to be like another version of Defenders of the Realm, but with the 5 superheroes from that
Sentinels of the
Multiverse game. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
awesome.
And there will be some story to it, some events and story stuff. Like maybe there'll be some campaign aspect to it. These are the rumors that I've heard, but I don't know the specifics yet. But I think this is what I'm getting from what I have read so far.
Yeah, there's a lot of superhero games that come out that kind of missed the mark. So hopefully they hit a home run on this one.
Yeah, maybe.
Man, there's no better way to get me unexcited about a game than to say it's a superhero game.
Oh, really?
Dude,
I like superhero games.
I don't know. I mean, I like playing them as I'm playing them, but I am not excited about them at all.
Yeah,
when the theme is superhero. like comic book superhero.
Even if it's not like Marvel or something. It's just generic superheroes.
Yeah, right. Marvel, it's kind of like, okay. I mean, I've played so many Marvel games at this point.
I'm the opposite. I would rather do generic superheroes where I can sort of make up the superheroes. And if it's Marvel or something like that, I really just don't care at all.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like comic books and superheroes either.
That's fair.
Yeah, but if I get to, make up the superheroes myself, like I really enjoy Heroes Wanted as a superhero game.
Oh, I played that.
Because a big part of that game is you make up your superhero, you make up the villain and stuff. It's really good. But now, other than that, it's like a Euro.
I have all the faith in Arcane Wonders for making this game because there hasn't been an Arcane Wonders game I don't like. So
Onitama is great.
Oh yeah, they have so many good games. I have faith that it's going to be good. I'm just the theme in general. It's not their fault. It's me. I'm the problem.
It's not you. It's me.
Yeah, it's not you. It's me.
So actually, throwing back to a game that I played back in, I guess, 2004, it looks like there is a computer PC game that is called, it's probably not even around anymore. I'm going to tell you about it. So it's called City of Heroes. Yeah.
Game sucked. Dude, that game. All right, listen. Not to steal your glory. Actually, go ahead. Go ahead.
But in this game, you got to make your own generic superhero. So you got different powers. You can fly.
Yeah.
You had superpowers, or you could, have lasers through your eyes, or whatever else. So I don't remember so much about that game besides doing that at the moment because it was so long ago, but I remember I had fun with it.
That was back when there was just that and like EverQuest or something.
It was definitely it came
earlier,
out around the same year that World of Warcraft came out. I think it came out a little after that. But the thing is, City Heroes could have been good. The problem is the way they implemented the system is you get all these different powers, right? You pick all your powers. That was awesome. Making your character was great. All that was fantastic. That was the draw of the game. The problem is there's nothing to go for. They kind of tried to fix that later on in the game, but I think it was too late. But basically, you went and got these mods that would slot into your different abilities. So if you had an ability that would have something with damage, maybe you could get like plus percentage of damage. The problem is you would go on these raids and stuff at the very end, the end game or whatever. And it was like so hard fought to get a very minute percentage added onto an ability stat. And it's random. And it's kind of like, this is dumb. Like there was no in-game content essentially. Some of the character builds were super broken. I had a character that basically was kind of like a Wolverine character, but I could do these tornadoes. And incredibly, I could stun lock something without it being able to hit me. It was so broke.
You're a good superhero. I know they came out later with like City of Villains or something where you can be villains as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how actually that... Did you play that? You said
I did not play that.
Oh, I didn't either.
Well, could you make a good villain, a good character from the first game and fight a villain from the second game? So like PvP.
Yes,
I'm sure
the villains had their own zones and everything, and the heroes had their own zones. But there was like PvP zones you can go into and fight it out. But it wasn't, it wasn't like where like the villains were raid bosses and fight them in the dungeons and stuff like that. You would actually go no. So the game was okay. I just think that the best thing about the game is the character creation and the ability creation and stuff like that. And then past that, it was just a mediocre game.
Yeah, and for what I remember, there was quite a few different things that you could customize and different powers that you can have.
Oh, it was pretty extensive, yeah. All right, well, I'll save the best for last. You ready for this? The PlayStation 5 was revealed today, and it is so cool looking. People say it looks like a space-age pistachio, but I don't even care. It looks fantastic.
It looks kind of weird.
Pistachios are delicious.
It looks great. It looks supersonic. I feel like the Black Eyed Peas should be playing anytime this thing gets revealed.
I gotta look it up now.
Yeah. It looks great. Look at that, Eric. Look at that.
All right. I mean, it looks different for sure.
It does look different. It does look more futuristic than any of the console. It looks like a concept art.
It looks like a Alienware PC.
Yeah, there you go.
Kinda.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. The controller's awesome. Their DualSense controller. There was an hour-long reveal of all the different games that are coming out for it.
It's going to come out holiday this year.
I'm all in. I'm in. Especially because I haven't confirmed this, but I read that somebody else's comment that all the PSVR stuff will work on it as well. So,
I bet, yeah.
All in. They had some games that were shown. Some of them were kind of meh. I was like, what, PS5 and you're putting this out there? What? There's this one game. It's called like Bug Rags or something. I don't remember what it's called.
Bug Rags.
It's so dumb. And it's like these bugs that walk around eating each other, and as they eat each other, like there's these like strawberries that have eyes, and it ate the strawberry, and his arm turned to strawberries. And then there was like a centipede walking around that was a ham sandwich that was cut up into different pieces. I'm like, this is the dumbest crap ever. There's some really good games.
It looks like they have Horizon Forbidden West.
Dude, that looks so cool.
It does. And
it's
then
a
Marvel
Western?
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Forgotten West, is that what it's called?
Forbidden West.
Forbidden West.
Is it a Western? Like a...
No. Do you know what Horizon Zero Dawn is?
No.
Well, anyway, it's like a hunter game, like Monster Hunter type of deal.
Oh, okay.
Where you play this female character, and it's kind of like, I don't know how to say it. It takes place in the future where the whole world is covered with grass and everything, and like the plants have taken over buildings and everything. Hundreds of years. But all the animals and stuff are robots. So like the monsters, like
the animals are robots.
Well, they're like dinosaurs.
They're like dinosaurs and stuff, but they're actual machines.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just machines in the shape of all the robots and stuff. There's a whole story behind it, but I don't quite know it because I haven't played it. I own it.
And then you attack them with, bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it's, more advanced bow and arrow.
With a bow and arrow.
Yeah. Mechanical robot.
You're like part of the archaic fighting the machinery type of deal. But it's...
So you have to try hit the off switch with your arrow.
Yeah, right. Either way, though, mostly what I was talking about is they finally revealed the console itself. And it looks pretty dope. I'm totally buying it.
Is there like any spec that it has that you're like, wow, that's a new thing that we've never seen in a game console before?
There is, but I don't quite remember exactly what it is now. You asked me on the spot. I didn't have any of this wrote down or whatever. I kind of watched the reveal while I was working, so I got some information, but not other information.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even hear about it, so that's awesome.
Yeah. It's got...
Well, they say they have support for haptic feedback.
Yeah, haptic feedback. That's like what the new controllers are like DualSense. So it has like a lot of haptic feedback. The new headset has like haptic feedback as well.
Yeah, 3D sound.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much more you can do with consoles really at this point, besides just making them pretty.
Besides going more into putting on like a 3D headset kind of.
Yeah.
With haptic feedback, it'll like thump you in the head and
that'd be awesome.
We need like a piece of body armor that you put on and you play VR games and you actually feel like you're getting shot.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Or,
right,
or if you're like boxing or something, you feel like you got hit in the head.
Yeah.
I want that kind of haptic feedback. At one point, this company at CES, it was like back in early 2000s, they made this device that looked like a giant nose, and you sit it in front of your computer, and it actually used different perfumes and sprayed them at you to simulate like crap, like you're walking through a sewer or like you're walking through a field of flowers. It was like the dumbest thing ever. But now that you have VR, it could actually work out pretty well. Because I don't know about Eric, but I kind of get motion sickness when I play VR, so I have a fan that points directly at my face. And when you're running around in first person view with VR headset on, and you feel this wind against your face, it actually tricks you. You're like, I'm actually moving.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm doing it just to suppress the motion sickness. But
right.
Speaking of that, I did see a device that has been invented where it's like I don't know, it looks like a cup sort of that you stand on and then you run.
Yes.
And with these slippy shoes on, so you can actually get
run forever.
Look like you're running, and there's a thing holding you up by your back.
It's like somebody's holding your back, like your shirt, because you're like, I'm gonna get them.
Yeah.
And so like they're all leaning forward and they're moving their feet, but they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's called a 360-degree treadmill or something. But it's for computer games where you feel like you're walking.
Yeah, dude,
that'd be dope.
But I mean, the thing at Disney World, I can't remember what it's called, but they have a Star Wars one that you walk through that you actually have a whole 3D setup on your head and everything, and you walk through an actual place.
Oh,
so
man.
the 3D headset actually generates all this stuff, but it has a camera, so you're still seeing the environment, but it's like projecting like 3D imaging and everything.
Right.
And you actually shoot at stormtroopers and everything. It's like 9 or 10 minutes long. It's not very long, but people are freaking
9 or 10
out.
minutes.
That's amazing.
That's a pretty good ride or attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it takes you about, it's a 30-minute event. So, but that's like getting suited up and walk through what you do and stuff like that, then actually doing it. So I am totally playing this next time I'm anywhere near Disney World.
No doubt.
All right. Well, let's plug some ways you can support the show. Then we'll talk about this list of games that we have here. If you are interested in supporting the show, please go to MeepleCore.com. Click that orange link that says MeepleCore Humble Bundle. I've said it 1,000 times now. I've drawn a blank. But anyway, it's like Humble Bundle partner link on our website. And that will take you to Humble Bundle, and anything you buy there will give us a little bit of a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything else. Plus, as you're buying these Humble Bundles, they help support charities and help support publishers and independent studios and everything. So if you're not familiar with Humble Bundle, they basically take software and books and music, or not really music, but like comics and such, and they'll put in a big bundle where you'll get like 20 to 30 things for like $15. It's fantastic. I have over 300 and something games on Steam because of this.
They're massively discounted because some of it's pay what you want depending on what rank you're buying at. The other way you can support us is to visit patreon.com/MeepleCore and support us by giving us a pledge on there, and we'll have some exclusive stuff there shortly once we kind of get an idea of what people want, because we don't really know what anybody wants from it right now. So we're going to think of some things to throw on there and then revise it as people start saying, hey, what about this? Anyway, patreon.com/MeepleCore, or go to MeepleCore.com and click that orange link. So we got 5 games on this episode. We got Viral, Fuji Flush, Just One, Jamaica, and Flotilla. So first up, we have Viral. This is a 2017 game. The designers are Gil Deori, Antonio Susalara, and the artist is Mihailo Dmitrievsky. Publisher is Arcane Wonders and many others.
Cool. Yeah, Arcane Wonders is the U.S. publisher anyway. So Viral is a game where each player is going to play a virus that is trying to take over the same body as everybody else that's playing. So it is a competitive game, even though you're trying to ruin this one person.
This person's come into some vectors.
This is pretty bad. The way the game works, though, is you're going to play it over, I believe it was 6 rounds. And in each round, there's all these different phases.
I think it's 4 rounds because you get 4 cards. Is that right?
No, I think it's 6 because you stack the event deck, and that's kind of like the timer to the game.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
it goes fast.
Yeah, the board has all these different sections, which are all these different organs and such, and it's an area control game. So you're trying to put out these virus tokens in these different spots, because the different when you first start the game, each of these organ clusters, like the lungs, there's a left lung and a right lung, but it's technically one like scoring zone, I guess. And then there's like the intestine, but there's like 3 different spaces for the intestine. But there's only one scoring token that represents whoever owns the intestine, right? Those are put out at the very beginning of the game, and that will kind of change the game each time you play it, because each zone might be worth different points. And then halfway through the game, basically those tokens will flip, and the scoring changes for the zone. So anyway, what will happen though is basically to quickly go through one round, and you're just going to repeat this. The first thing that happens is everybody's going to play some cards. So you have an identical set of cards. You have 6 of these location cards, which are the different spots in the body, and then you have these 6 action cards. So you have I'm pretty sure it's 12 cards that you start with. Everybody has the same amounts or same ones, and then everybody's going to take a location and an action card, put it face down on the left-hand side of their player board, and then in turn order, flip them over and resolve it. And then the action cards are going to do stuff like put out virus tokens or move virus tokens or attack other virus tokens. And some of them are blue actions. Some of them are not. The blue ones you can only do that in the same area that you put out your location card. So if you put out the brain, then you have to maybe fight in the brain. You can't fight anywhere else. But maybe your move action is white, so you can actually move any virus on the board. After everybody's done this once, you'll do it again in the same turn order. You'll put out 2 more cards on the right side of your board, flip them over, do the same thing. All 4 of those cards will then go above your player board, and those are on cooldown, so you won't have them for next round. And so everybody can kind of look around and say, okay, well, all these people played their brain card. Now I know that next round I can play brain card and really won't have a lot of contest. Anyway, after everybody's done that phase, there's the second phase, which is the scoring. You will go through and do, tabulate who wins each zone. And then those tokens that you put at the beginning of the game represent how many points you're going to get for winning that zone. And there's also these things called research points, which you don't want because the doctors are researching people who are doing well. This virus is really taking over its body. So your research points goes up. And then if it's ever at the top during one of the future phases, we'll talk about that, but you don't want it to reach the top. Basically, you want it to be down. After that, there's a event card that gets played or that's face up that happens, typical eventy type of stuff. And then the next round or the next phase is resolving these crisis tokens. Basically, depending on the player counts, only so many viruses can be in an organ at a time. And if there's ever more than that or equal to, the crisis token comes out. And in this phase, basically the researchers or the doctors are saying, oh, there's too much activity in this pot, throw a bunch of antibiotics or something in there, and it will wipe out that organ of all the viruses. So all the players lose their tokens there, but you do get some scoring from it. Whoever has the most viruses there gets 2 points. Everybody else being present gets 1. Then there's the research phase, in which if your research is all the way up, the doctors have found a cure and they will remove all your viruses from the entire body. Now, there are some actions that allow you to put a shield on some of your viruses, and that would basically give them 2 hit points. And the cleanse, or whatever you want to call it, just actually does 1 point of damage to all your viruses. So you can survive that if you had shields. And then the last phase is simply just reorganizing this tiebreaker, and it's based on whoever has the least amount of victory points to the highest amount of victory points. And the tiebreakers are used quite a bit throughout the game to determine all kinds of stuff, especially with area control, because typically there's only 4 or 5 viruses in a spot. So it's easy to have ties. And this is pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I'll mention, obviously past that, you would just go back and play cards and do this whole thing, 6 times or whatever. The only other thing I'll mention before we talk is that as you score victory points, you move up on this VP track, which actually stands for viral point track. And as you cross different thresholds, you actually get new mutation cards because your virus mutates, which are basically new action cards that you get to add into your mix. And you'll be able to play those just like any other cards. And they have new powers and such, which we'll talk about if we want to bring up them. So cool. All right, let's start with you, George. Bring up a point or two. What you think about this?
I enjoyed it, which was surprising to me because I typically don't enjoy area control so much. But this one had a very strong theme. The art, the cartoony art, appeals to me. The kind of odd body map doesn't, but that's okay.
Right? Yeah.
It's a bit gruesome. Not that bothers me. It's just odd, very odd looking.
Yeah.
And
it's not exactly laid out like a human body.
It's not anatomically correct.
Your kidneys are the same as your, I guess your heart and your lungs are the same size.
Your brain, tiny. It works though.
It takes a really long time for anything from your kidneys to get into your brain, by the way.
Yeah, actually, just talking about that. So when you move your viruses from space to space by using those actions, the one problem I did have with this game, which is not really that big of a deal after you've played it once, it is really kind of convoluted on how things move, because you can't just move from one space to another. There's arrows all over these different
there's like blue veins and red veins that tell you which way the blood is circulating around the body, which is thematic.
It's really thematic, yeah. It's nice. You have to follow the flow.
Yeah, it makes it a lot harder to kind of do what you want, move your viruses to a specific spot. First, you got to move it up here, and then you got to move it back down here to get to maybe your, final destination.
Yeah. I did like that, though.
I did like it quite a bit, too. But it is kind of interesting because sometimes you're like, that doesn't connect to there. Oh, yeah, it does, because you trace this one little vein, and it actually has an arrow, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
So, getting used to that is a learning curve.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible one, but it is something to be aware of. You'll think that you can't get somewhere, whereas later on somebody does it and you're like, you can't do that. And you're like, yeah, look at that tiny little arrow. You're like, really? Okay.
Overall, I would say the game is very easy to learn. It doesn't, you don't need
it has some
medical knowledge or any sort of training.
Right. No. So once you get past the iconography of what each icon kind of depicts on what you're supposed to do on your turn, and whether, if it's blue, you're supposed to do this. If it's white, you're supposed to do this.
Yep.
After you get that down, you get the movement of how the blood goes and transitions throughout the body. Once you get that down, I think it plays pretty smoothly.
And the theme is very present. The theme is, it's going to appeal to some people, and it'll probably turn some other people off just because of the way that the art and the graphic depiction of all the different organs is. But
which I think they had to maybe go cartoony just because the theme of it, you're this virus,
They should have had real pictures.
A real heart. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't really prefer the cartoony look to the game or anything like that. It kind of almost looks like a kid's game in a sense.
Oh, I kind of liked it, but I'm a child.
Yeah, you're a big child. But I do kind of understand, maybe why they went with that type of art style, depending, because it's body parts, and maybe you don't want to really look at a real lung.
And this could be a family game because it's easy enough for younger people to play, and it's sort of a Osmosis Jones kind of a feel.
It also has, if you're going to use it for a family game, it does have some kind of educational theme to it as well, because
to some light degree.
Yeah.
But if you're playing this with like younger kids, even though the game says 12 plus, if you're playing it with like a 10-year-old, it is kind of neat to show them like, well, it's not 100% accurate, but yeah, the blood will go from one organ to another organ throughout your body, and the circulation is there.
That's true. There are certain things you could talk about.
And the idea behind what viruses actually do, and they mutate, and the fact that the viruses are in the body, and then like the doctors are trying to expel it with cures. I mean, so it's got a really strong theme, and it can be slightly educational.
It really does. And I like that about the cures. And when you get too many viruses in one spot, then the research has pinpointed that as, that's the danger area. And they just come in and just wipe you out because they give you drugs or whatever.
They essentially orbital strike it.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's a nice way of keeping the game, the players within touching distance of each other. There's a lot of rubber banding in the game where, someone's not running away with this, because as soon as they start to do that, they're going to get just hammered by the scientists.
Yeah.
And it's neat too, because they might be going for a zone that scores a lot, but that zone also probably increases their research a lot. So you kind of think, yeah, they're going to go over here to one of these two zones because it lowers your research. And so you can kind of predict where people might go, but then it's the whole thing of they know I might do that, so I'm going to do something else. Because unlike other games where you like Eric takes an action, then George responds to that action with his action, then I respond to both of theirs, and then this game is kind of like everybody puts their actions face down and reveals them, so you don't quite know what everybody's going to do in the round. They can't respond to what you just did.
You have to kind of respond to what you think people are going to do and where they're going to go. Mm-hmm.
Which for an area control game, I think works pretty well.
Yeah, I really like that. The sort of the programming and the constraints that you have. That's really good.
So yeah, I think it gives you a decent amount of choices and different types of actions that you're able to do and try to implement different strategies.
Yep.
To do so.
I think the only actual problem I have with this game, and it might just be because we haven't played it a lot, is that absorb power is really strong.
Yeah, it is.
It is annoying.
I mean, it is strong for that round. I mean, I guess, what this absorb power does is it puts all the other viruses from other players underneath one of your viruses, kind of taking out, them from that majority when you score that organ. So, but they don't die, so they come back next round.
Yeah, they can come right back. It's fine.
Yeah.
It lets you do some clever things where you can absorb them all up and then move.
Mm-hmm.
And you move yourself and you move all of them with you.
Right.
It is
take them out
neat.
there.
And it probably is thematic.
Sure.
Maybe so. Maybe there's an absorbing virus. But there's some clever play that can be done within just the few moves that are in the game, which is nice.
And I guess you could just melee that guy to get everybody else under it to come back out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is somewhat annoying when it happens, especially if you have like 3 viruses in a zone and somebody else is like, yep, sucks them up under them. You're like, seriously?
It is. We should touch on that because it is a mean game. Like if you if you could have one virus just like slurp up all your viruses that you were working so hard to get, or just kill them, kill one of them, or move them to a different place. Like there's people messing with you the whole time, but it's a short enough game that the meanness didn't bother me as much as it ought to have done.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And some of the meanness doesn't happen because the other players may not predict that you're going to go somewhere, so they don't mess with you because you went there and they didn't program that action, so they can't just respond to what you did.
Right.
So I love, and maybe this happens in other area control games and I'm not thinking of them, but I love the fact that everybody puts their cards face down and then reveals them because it is this like,
unlike some
counter-thinking idea.
Some games where you have to program before everybody else. In this game, you always have something you're able to do with that card. So it's not like Robo Rally where you get derailed and this card that you played now really messes you up. So there's always something that you're able to do or you can do.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Further yourself.
So I think it was pretty awesome. I actually kind of I remember when it came out, I was going to buy it and I didn't, and I'm kind of regretting not doing it now. So yeah. I'll probably end up picking this up. What about you guys? Any final thoughts on it?
I'll let you pick it up. I liked it. I'm not sure if I would pick it up myself, but I wouldn't mind playing it more.
It's definitely one of the top ones on my list of area control games, which are not high on any of my lists. But for area control, this is really good.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I don't think area control is one of my favorite things. I like when it's there and it's like intermixed with other mechanisms, and it's not just an area control game. But this one in particular is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and I forgot to mention we talked last episode, I believe, about Smartphone Inc. This game has a very similar feel to that.
I didn't feel that. I'm not sure what do you mean?
Structurally, because it's like you plan something out and then the whole round just does stuff, because it has those like, like in Smartphone Inc. you have that you put your cards out and then there's like all those different phases that you go through.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of has that same feel.
Oh, okay. That's very true. You go through all these
gameplay is totally
steps.
different.
Yeah.
It was just kind of interesting because I don't believe they're designed by the same people, but it's very similar.
No.
Well, anyway, good game.
It is.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, that is Viral. Next up on our podcast is Fuji Flush.
This is a 2016 game. The designer is Freedom and Freeze. The artist is Harold Lesky, and it is published by 2F Spiel.
In US, it's published by Stronghold, I believe. Fuji Flush is a small little card game. You basically have numbers. I don't think there's a 1, but it's 2 to 20.
Sounds right.
You got different amounts for all these cards. It's not really worth mentioning right now. Obviously, the higher it goes, lots of 2s, really low on 20s. So that's the idea. There's a lot more smaller cards than larger cards. At the beginning of the game, everybody gets a hand of cards. And the idea, much like games like Uno, you want to go out. You don't want to have any cards, and if you do that, you win. So on your turn, you play a card face up in front of you, and then it's the next player. If that player plays a card, or any player past that, and up until it's your turn again, plays a card that's a higher value, it's going to knock out everybody else's face up card that's a lower value, unless there's multiples of the card. So if we're playing a 5-player game and then me and Eric and George all have 2s out, technically they combine to effort and they're a 6 because it's 2 + 2 + 2. So it's a value of 6. But if anybody plays a 7, it will actually knock out all our 2s as well.
It will flush them.
It will flush them. And the idea is you want to piggyback off other people's numbers to make it stronger to keep them in, because if you start your turn with a card face up in front of you, that one gets discarded. If it's ever flushed, it gets discarded, but you have to draw one to replace it. So if it's your turn and it gets flushed because it stayed out there the whole round, then that gets flushed and you don't replace it, and then you play a new card. That's basically the game. That's literally all it is.
Yep.
And the first person to clear out all their cards is the winner. I'll start this one. I will say,
sure.
We played this once at Lexicon a while back, and I was like, okay, we'll try this out. I actually liked it a whole lot, and I forgot the name of it for a long time. And, I didn't really put an effort into finding out what the name was, but I was like, man, I really like that game. And then we played it again a bunch of times recently, and man, it's so fun. For a filler, this game is great.
Oh yeah. So I like it because, it is, like you said, it's quick to teach. It's, anybody can play it. It gives you that, semi-cooperative element to it, which I liked. So, you're picking back off, somebody else that's putting down low card, or, maybe to kick off somebody else, or maybe to hopefully now be in a position where you're big enough to get rid of that low card. I did feel like after repeated plays, it started to get a little samey, and then I noticed, more of that luck element coming into play. But for a lightweight game, filler game, or a game that you're going to play with your family, I do recommend it.
Yeah, I liked it too. This is stupid fun. It's light.
Stupid fun.
It's light to the point that there's nothing there. Like, it's
yeah. It's not going to be a very strategic game.
No. No. Yeah. It's not. You're trying to convince people to go in with you on these lower numbers to beat higher numbers and get yourself to survive around the table. And other than that, it's like luck of what you've got. Do you have something big enough to beat that? Okay. And if not, you don't. It's just you play it out.
Draw another card. Hopefully you get a high card where you can stay in one round to win the game at the end.
Yeah. It's almost autoplay. Really, it's that light. But at the same time, it's the kind of fun game where you can play this game while having conversations. You can play this game at a pub,
yes,
and just play. And it almost feels like a classic card game in that sense. It's just super easy to play,
It does have that Uno feel, where you're just talking and you play a card and you're having fun, blah, blah, blah. And somebody plays something and you're like trash talk for a few seconds and then you just keep going with back to the conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Time to flush the whole table. Yeah.
I think you nailed it with it. It does feel classic. It feels like it has been around for a while. And right, Eric, I agree with you. It does have a little bit of luck element to it, but the games are like 10 minutes long.
Right, yeah, definitely, into the filler level of game. So that luck element is not going to really hurt you there.
I will say you need a lot of players to make this game good.
Yeah, it's 3 to 8. Board Game Geek shows it best with 6 to 8. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
definitely the more the merrier.
Yeah,
I've never played. No, actually, I think we did play it with 7. It is really fun because if with the more players, like card counting kind of does matter.
Well, you have more opportunities to add those smaller cards together.
Right. Mm-hmm.
True. But I think what I was saying is like, if you keep track of the numbers that have been played and that are in the discard pile, it's gonna work for you pretty well, especially in higher
next
player
level.
counts.
I'm not gonna do that on this game.
No. It's too filler for that.
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm just saying.
It really is. Don't stress.
Yeah, no. But it is kind of interesting. It's designed by Friedemann Friese, and he always names games with F's.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
Fuji Flush.
Fuji Flush.
It's fine.
Well, anyway.
It's fine.
It's fine. Fruity fine.
No, it's fun. The F word for this game would be fun, actually.
Because he did Fabled Fruit too, right?
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. He likes those double F
as
games.
much as he can.
He made 504, which is kind of funny because it looks like numbers, but they still start with Fs. All right, anyway, anything else? I mean, it's a pretty simple game. I think that this one is, first off, it's cheap enough and small enough, easy enough to teach and play with a lot of people.
Accessible enough.
Yeah.
It's accessible. I think this definitely deserves a spot in your collection.
It's great. It's just...
Unless you just don't play filler games.
Yeah, this is a beer and pretzels game. It really is.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yep, really good. Highly recommend. I'm definitely buying this one. Eric?
Yep, I liked it.
Cool. That is Fuji Flush. Next up, we have Just One.
This game is a 2018 game. It is designed by Ludovic Rowdy and Bruno Sauter. The artists are Eric Azaguri and Florian Poulet, and the publisher is Repos Productions.
So this game has probably been talked to death because it won the 2019 Spiel des Jahres award. I actually kind of pronounced that correctly that time.
No.
Close enough. Whatever. It was closer than I ever have done it.
You did better than I did with those French names just now.
That's fair. If for some reason you have not played Just One, we'll kind of quickly go over it and we'll talk about our thoughts. But basically, it's a co-op game where you take a stack of cards, like 13 cards. And the idea is you want to try to quote unquote win as many of these as you can. The way that works is one player and then, going clockwise from there. But when it's your turn, you're going to close your eyes. Everybody's going to flip over the card, and then it's going to have a list of words, and you roll a die or pick it, whatever you want to do, but they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and say the word is cucumber, right? You don't know that the word is cucumber, but everybody else at the table does. They cannot discuss, but what they do is they write on a dry erase board one word. Then they put it face down, and then everybody reveals it. But the catch is all the duplicated words are removed without discussion. So if you say vegetable and somebody else says vegetable, then the vegetables are out. So now you might be left with green striped seeds, but the vegetable keyword is out because multiple people wrote it. And so when everybody has got that determined, they say, open your eyes. And then now you have to guess what it is. There's really no discussion. You just monologue to yourself out loud and people try not to laugh. So you only get one guess and they're going to tell you if you're wrong or not. So you can do one of a couple of things. You can either say, I'm not going to guess, and then you just lose that card, or you can guess. And if you guess right, you win the card and it goes in the pile of 1 cards. But if you guess wrong, you lose that card and you lose the next card. So guessing wrong is actually worse than passing on it altogether. And then the next player will do the same thing, and you keep going until all the cards have been played. And then however many cards you won is your score. There's a little chart in the book that tells you how well you did or whatever. So that's pretty much the game. It's a little party game for up to 7 players. So, George.
Yeah, this is good. This is 7 players. I'm glad that it goes to that many. I think you need more players to make this a decent game. So at the higher end of the player count is what you need to play this with, because you have more chances of reduplicating the items that you put out and making it more interesting by having some of them thrown out. But it's a fun co-op party game. It sort of distills the essence of What Were You Thinking or Hive Mind by Richard Garfield and makes it into a very, very quick, simple game. And that's one of the things I really like about it is how easy it is to just, go through rounds of this, and you can drop in, drop out even if you're having a party and someone walks in the room. I mean, what's the harm? You're just trying to get these co-op cards together, and it's so simple. It's do-it-yourself simple, but
it
is. Support designers, I'll say that, but at the same time, goodness, this is.
You can easily try this out with probably other games that you own, as long as you have a game that has a lot of word cards.
Certainly could.
And some paper.
Yeah.
And you really don't even need that. I mean, you don't even need the game, really. Now, I mean, I agree. Buy the game, support the designer, because they came up with the idea.
Yeah.
And it actually has some pretty good components and stuff.
Right.
But if you didn't have anything, you could literally just one person on the team that's not the person that closes her eyes just writes down what word it's going to be. And then because there's no discussion, just always make it the person to the left of the person who's closing their eyes.
Yeah.
And they write down like vehicle.
What's the problem? Yeah.
Or umbrella.
Why not?
I mean, you just got a house rule. Don't make super easy things, but I mean, is there anything that's actually easy? If you put cat, I mean, it could easily get, everybody say the same word and now you have no clues.
Right.
So
if everybody said,
or you could say,
pet or something like that. Now it's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever any massively complicated words in the deck of cards that it comes with.
Looks like there's Muse, Operation. So there is some harder words on there.
Yeah.
Hazelnut.
Hazelnut.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Coffee flavor. But it's a really good game. I mean, I don't quite know if it would.
If you want a game that you can break out with any kind of party members, gamers, non-gamers, it's if you need something that you can teach in just a few minutes, excellent game to break out and incorporate people that usually don't play games.
It's almost more of a diversion than a game.
That's true. Almost like an activity kind of going on.
It's one of those kind of things, yeah. But it's still fun.
It gives you that co-op where everybody's working together, so you don't have teams. So it kind of even breaks that apart as well. So everybody is kind of just working together and having a good time.
And there's no downtime.
There is no downtime, and I also like that people, some of the words they write, it is pretty funny, especially when your eyes are closed and they're like, all right, reveal. Are you serious? Like, oh man, you don't got to tell me this after I'm done.
Because people they try to be too clever and they're like, well, I'll do something nobody else will write. And it's like, yeah, but that's a terrible clue.
Mm-hmm. It's like plants and two people write down osmosis, or not osmosis, but photosynthesis.
Or even if one person, writes down, I don't know, something that they try to be too clever. If the word is plant and they're like, bye, or something, they're like, oh my God, what? Yeah.
Or if it's like a word that can be understood as two different things.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like one of our examples we had was Widowmaker. And so
yeah.
Widowmaker, I had no idea was some kind of specific type of heart attack or whatever. I just remember it being like snipers from like Cold War era and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they were Widowmakers because they were sniping out, the men and stuff.
So the clues I ended up with, I got sniper and
I forgot what your
like blockage. I don't know.
Yeah. Arrhythmia or something. I was like, what?
It was definitely putting you in two different directions.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did not guess on that one.
And it is kind of neat that you can pass and be like, nope, there's no point in me just throwing something out there. All right. Well, anyway, final thoughts on Just One.
I think it's a fun game. I recommend it.
Yep.
Cool.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah. I might pick this one up if I find it. I'm not going to go out of my way, but I'll probably end up buying it at some point for sure. And it looks like it's number 3 in party category.
Nice. Game of the year? Not for me, but whatever.
Well, especially what it was up against that same year, because I think it was up against Luxor, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't remember, but it was. I mean, it doesn't matter what it's up against. It's not.
Not game of the year. It's too simple to be game of the year.
Yeah.
But it is a good game.
It is.
It is fun. But not enough there to be like, oh man, this is something really new.
Yeah. Do better, game of the year pickers.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I can't find what it was up against. Oh, here we go. It was up against Werewords and Llama. I was thinking of the wrong year. I was thinking 2018.
Oh, well, in that case.
In that case. All right. It deserved it.
Redacted.
It was the whole year, apparently. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. That is just one. Next on our list is Jamaica.
This is a 2007 game. The designers are Malcolm Braff, Bruno Catala, and Sebastian Pachon. And the artist is Matthew Laysen. Publishers, GameWorks, and
I think Asmodee is on there too.
4 others. I'm clicking on it.
But GameWorks is probably the biggest one. So Jamaica is a game that's been around for a while, obviously 2007. What it is, it's a race game where you're racing around the island of Jamaica, but it's not necessarily first to the finish line. All that does is end the game, and then you count up victory points, and you get points based on where you're at on this track, basically. So you got a pirate ship, so to speak, and you're racing around the island.
No, you're definitely pirates.
You're definitely pirates. Everybody has the same stack of cards, but you only have 3 of these in your hand at a time. The cards have a lot of artwork, but essentially they just have 2 icons, one day side and one on the night side. And what's going to happen is one person each round's going to be the captain. This is going to go clockwise, and this is going to keep going until the game ends. But say George is the captain. He's going to take these 2 6-sided dice and roll them, look at his hand, and determine which one of the dice results he wants to be the day side and which one he wants to be the night side. And he will align them on the board in those spots. Then everybody, including George, will pick one of the 3 cards in his hand, put it face down, and draw a new card. So, or you draw a new card at the end of the round, but whatever. Everybody's then going to go in turn order, flipping the card over and doing the day side action as many times as the die roll was, and then doing the night side action as many times as the die roll action. So they're pretty simple stuff. Basically, it's move forward this many spaces, move backward this many spaces, or collect one of these 3 resources and get that many of the resources. So if you had gold and the number was 5, you would get 5 gold. Now, the trick with getting resources is you have these 5 cargo bays in front of you. When you put the resources in a cargo bay, you have to clear everything out of that space before you put new cargo in that space. So if you have a spot that has 2 gold and you get 5 more, you can't put them together and have 7. You have to jettison those 2 and put 5. So that only really becomes a problem when you have a full cargo, obviously. So you're going to get cannons, you're going to get you're going to get food, you're going to get gold, you're going to get cannons. What you're going to use food and gold for is as you move on these different spaces, that when you land at port, those spaces will cost gold. When you land in the ocean spaces, those will cost food. And there's also other spaces that have treasure chest icons on them. The first person to go there will claim a treasure chest. So you actually discard that token and you draw a treasure card. And most of the time it's going to give you victory points. Sometimes it'll give you negative victory points because they're cursed treasures. And then other times there'll actually be special powers such as increase your cargo bay by 1 space, or maybe get some bonus to attacking, which we'll talk about in a minute. Or maybe you actually have another card in your hand at all times. So now you have 4 cards in your hand. Anyway, if you ever land on a space with another player, then you actually have to fight it out and you will choose one of the players there. Only 1 combat happens, but what happens is the attacker's going to roll this die, then the defender will roll this die. When the attacker goes, before they roll, they get to add as many cannons as they want. And what these are is just +1 to the power roll. This die is a 6-sided die, so it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then an explosion. And so if you roll an 8 and you added 3 cannons, you've got an 11. Obviously, you have to commit the cannons before you roll the die, so you don't know what you're going to roll. And if you roll the cannon as the attacker, you immediately win the combat. If the defender goes, they commit cannons and then roll the die. And if they beat you, I can't remember who wins ties, but it doesn't matter. Whoever wins gets to get the victory or whatever. But if the defender rolls the explosion, they immediately beat the attacker no matter what the value was. So whoever wins can do a couple of things. One, you can take all of one of their cargo holds. So if they have a lot of gold in one, you might be able to take all that. Or maybe they have a lot of food and you don't have any, so you take all that. If they have treasure cards, you can take those as well. But the face down ones that are victory points, you can't see what they are. You have to choose one blindly, which could be a cursed treasure. However, if you have a cursed treasure and you fight somebody, you can give it to them instead of taking something from them. Anyway, the game's going to keep going until somebody goes and gets to the Port Royale, which is the finish line. And then you do everybody's actions for that round, and then the game ends. All these different spaces have victory points. There is a spot that's so far away from the Port Royale that actually ends up being negative victory points for every space before it. So if you don't qualify, basically, you get negative points, but it doesn't mean you lose the game, because you also get points for all the treasure that you found, and you get points for all the gold that you have in your hold as well. And then whoever has the most points is the winner. So I'm going to start with Eric on this, strictly because
yeah,
I love this game. And I played it quite a bit, and we didn't play it for a couple of years because Eric was like, not that game, not that game. And we played it again. Right. And I want to see what his opinion is now.
See if it changed.
Yeah.
So, I'll start with the good stuff real quick. I do think it's a light, fun game. Yeah, I think it makes an excellent family game. I do love the artwork and presentation and production quality of what they did here. However, that said, there's not, for me, I didn't feel like there was a lot of strategy or tactics that I had to implement in getting the win in the game. I think they didn't really do the treasures correctly, and for me anyway, because you are taking time and going along a route to pick up these treasures, and I forgot the percentage chance of getting something negative, but it was quite high. It might be like 25% chance that you're going to get a negative treasure. So not only did you spend extra time going out of your way, then you got also hit with something that was detrimental for doing so. So I would have liked to see that part of it taken out or changed in some way. I know they give you some way to hand that off, but also that's very luck based too. Not only do you have to get the correct rolls on a dice and land with somebody else, mind you, you're already possibly behind other people. After that point, you also have to win that battle in order to hand that card off. Even if you manage to hand that card off, you're still probably behind someone that's not taking that route that slows you down. So overall, I thought the luck played a lot of elements into the game. Everybody does have the same number of cards, but it is going to matter, when you have those cards.
Based on what's rolled for
what's
that turn.
Rolled, right. So if someone rolls double sixes and puts it down, and you just happen to have your double, forward movement, that's going to greatly help you. Where someone else, when they finally get it, they might be waiting for too high dice, but they're not going to get that the double six or something. So, so that's how I feel about it.
Well, I think that, and I said this early on the last time we played it, just because somebody jumps out there really far doesn't mean they're actually doing well.
Right. That just means that they were able to use some of the better movement cards ahead of someone else.
Yeah. But it does get them out of the combat quite a bit, because they're nowhere near other people to jump on top of each other. Mm-hmm. And only people are going to fight other people. It's kind of like moving at the same rate.
Right.
So it is a good thing. But then sometimes fighting is actually good, because maybe you pulled out your cannon cards during high rolls and you didn't have like good other cards to play. And so you can just take what you need.
Right. Yeah.
That's what pirates do.
That's right.
George, what do you think about this one? I can't remember if you played it before that.
I hadn't played it. I do own it, but I hadn't played it before, which I don't know why I never played it, because I really enjoyed it. And, I think the thing about having the negative treasure cards, which affected me in the game, I got like the worst one, but
I had a bad one too. But thankfully,
you gave it to me.
It wasn't you. It was Tim.
Thankfully, Tim lost the game with that card. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason I lost.
I think it was.
Okay. So, but the thing is, pirating isn't easy, and if you go after these treasures, you have that chance of it happening. So,
right.
That's a choice you make. That's all right.
Yeah, sure. Look at that. I think I stole, what was it, -5 points or something?
It was a pretty big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Eric had 19. I had 17. I could have won.
Right.
Which actually is pretty low, because your personal best is 28.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We were all fairly close in score, I think, and we were definitely not very close in terms of the race. So I do like that the race isn't the most important thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things, because if the race was the most important thing, then yes, the luck would be abysmal.
Well, I'm going to go back to while you guys are talking. I'll go back to the score, because I think George was pretty far back, and you could get up to, I think, like 15 points for being up ahead. Oh, really? Okay, maybe I thought
it wasn't too bad.
Scoring's a little different.
Everybody else had 16. I had 17. You had 19 in that particular game.
Huh. What did George have?
12.
That's because I had a negative
not
4.
As bad, right?
I think it's 5.
He stopped and picked up like all the treasures though. Yeah. So he was quite a few paces back. He did start catching up there at the end.
Which
but
could have worked out for you, George, because didn't you have the extra cargo bay and the extra card in your hand?
I did. And if I had just not gotten that negative treasure, I would have absolutely won, because I would have had +4 plus whatever the other good treasure was worth.
Yeah.
And maybe it's also not, we haven't played it a bunch of times, even over the many years, we might have played it a handful of times or whatever. So there could be strategies where, you don't have to necessarily be the first or up there to win the game. You can go slow and steady, put a lot of gold into your coffers or your holds, and get a lot of treasure cards, hoping that you get the better treasure cards. That could be a strategy. I'm also going to say it's going to be very luck-based, because you're randomly picking out these treasure cards that has a decent chance of getting you a negative. And I think getting one negative, of course, when it's going to be a bigger negative,
it depends. It's always like 12 cards and you only play with 9 of them, so they're randomly removed. I guess if you really wanted to, you could play where you take out, I think there's 4 negative cards, so maybe there'll only be 1 left, so only 1 of 9. So you only have like a 10% chance-ish.
Yeah. Yep. I think I would like that a little better.
Yeah, I mean, that could be kind of fun.
Well, there is an expansion for this game as well, and maybe that mitigates some of the luck. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tiny expansion, but it does seem like it adds a lot to it. Was it like adds you a bunch of captain cards or something, or crew cards?
Crew cards that you have to acquire in a certain sort of puzzly way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems fun.
Yeah, I might pick that up. I think it's kind of hard to find now, and I'm really saddened by this, but I do like the game, and the actual, this time we played it on Tabletop Simulator, but the physical game is beautiful. I mean, the artwork's great. The components are amazing. It's pretty
like
awesome.
I said, I think it's still a really good, for me, it would be a really good family game, play for kids.
Yeah.
Type of game.
Yeah, I think if you had family members playing or people that don't play games very often, it's much more enjoyable. Playing it with a bunch of diehard gamers.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
a little
as
light.
It's a little light. So, anyway, final thoughts, Eric. I guess you really just said your final thoughts.
Right.
What about you, George?
I'll leave it at that.
All right.
I like it. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I love the art. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I do like that you can put all the cards together and makes a panorama picture of the whole scene.
I always like that. And so this is just,
it's like 13 cards in a row. It's so long.
Yeah.
This is just it's a fun family weight kind of a romp of a pirate game. It's good.
Yep. And this is the first game I played at Snakes and Lattes in Toronto. So it was pretty fun. Anyway, good game. That is Jamaica. And so the last game we have to talk about before our topic is Flotilla.
Flotilla is a 2019 game. The designers are J.B. Howell and Michael Mihalsik. The artist is Bartek Fedichzak. And
nailed it.
And the publisher is Wizkids.
I'm not going to go over all the rules. There are quite a bit of rules, even though the game is kind of easy once you know the rules.
Yeah. Tim lied to us. He was like, it's only 8 pages.
It is a lot of, it's a pretty big
4 of them.
Yeah,
2
whatever.
hours later.
We'll get back to that. But basically, if you've ever seen Waterworld, this is basically Waterworld, the board game. It's all ocean, and then you're building this city on all these shoddily made, like, rafts that you have everybody's like house living on and stuff. And the way the game plays though is it's one of those games where you have a pool of victory points based on the number of players. Once that pool is emptied, then you play one more round and then you count up victory points and whoever has the most wins. What you're doing through the game though is you're going to be going through one of two sides, or you could do both sides, but basically you start off on what's called the sink side. And the way that works is in the middle of the board, you have the Flotilla, which is like a big spot and you put stuff on there for the game components or whatever. But you're going to be building off of that kind of like Carcassonne, except they're all hexagon tiles. And when you're on the sink side, you're going to be playing cards that will allow you to do different things about like exploring the ocean and getting resources and selling them. But at any time, you can switch over to the sky side and actually start building onto the Flotilla, but you can't switch back. You can do that on the first turn, the last turn, anywhere in between, and there's reasons for you to switch over. So the way the game plays though is you start off with, I think it's 6 action cards, and on your turn you play a card, you do what it says, and then that's your turn. And then next turn you do the same thing. One of the cards is the captain. When you play the captain, it allows you to pick all your cards back up. So these other cards, what they're going to be doing is one of them will allow you to delve. And what that does is all these ocean, well, let's start with the ocean tile. One of them will allow you to explore new ocean tiles, and you'll draw ocean tiles from the bag and you will place them, adjacent to the other tiles that you've already placed. These will have resource, one of 4 resources on it, and you can move your ships around on these different spots to dive down and pick up those resources. So the other card that I was getting ready to tell you first was the delve card, and that will allow you to roll the dive dice. There's these dice and you get them based on how deep the ocean is, because each of these tiles are either shallow, medium, or deep, and there's dice that correspond to that. You're going to generate a pool of dice and roll those, and you're going to just get what the results say. Sometimes there'll be resource barrels, and you get to actually fill up your little Meeple ships, boats or whatever, they're called skiffs, and they can hold 4 of these barrels on them. But they can only pick up the ones of whatever tile they're on, because maybe they're on the blue tile or a red tile or a green tile or a yellow tile. So they can only fill up with those, and then you got to move them back to your main port to drop them off. So all these cards that you're playing actually has a sail action before you do the main action, and the sail is how you move around your ships. There's another board or another card that you can play that will allow you to increase your influence with these 4 different guilds that run the city. So there's a board off to the side, and there's these little, it looks like a pie with like 5 slices, and you move your token around in a clockwise fashion. And each of these spaces have a different icon for each of the 4 guilds. So you have 4 tracks that you're moving on. Each of these tracks, most of the spaces will give you stuff like maybe gold or victory points or whatever. But the 2 most important spaces about these tracks are, one will give you a new card from that guild, and these are kind of themed. Like one guild is specifically for doing market style actions. One guild is specifically for exploring more ocean depths and stuff, or one guild's specifically for diving and everything. So you can kind of dictate which kind of cards you fill up your actions with. So those go in addition to the other action cards you already have, which makes you be able to go longer before you have to call the captain out to pick them back up. So the other space on these guild tracks allow you to put a guild seal. Everybody starts with 10 of those, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most seals in each of the 4 guilds will get bonus points, like 10 for the leader and 5 for the second place. One of the other action cards will allow you to go to the market and sell things, or to place out what these things are called outposts. Some of your different tiles have like little outpost spots on them that you can put your outpost on, and that's going to allow you to claim one of these outpost kind of like achievements, I guess you could call them. But basically that's how you actually get a lot of scoring. It might say you pick this card, this token up, and you get 10 victory points for every this or that that's out on the board that you have. And so you want to wait for a time when you can build an outpost and claim that reward and get the most benefit out of it, but not before other people get to it. There's other stuff that you can do. There's one card that allows you to copy the top card of any other person's discard pile. But when you play the captain, you can actually switch to the sky side. And when you do so, all your cards flip over to the opposite side. They have totally different actions that are similar, but they are different because it is kind of like playing two different games. The sky side, you'll get rid of all your ocean tiles and sell your ships and stuff. What you're trying to do at this point is use resources to build the tiles that you get. So instead of exploring the ocean and putting tiles out, you explore the bag that has the tokens and you put those in your hand, and then you have to spend resource tokens or resources to build those out. But you can only get resources by diving. So the sink side people are actually selling these resources and making the market go up and down, or go down. And then the sky side players are buying them at smaller prices to bring the prices back up. So then when the sink side are selling, that market fluctuates back and forth. And the other thing that's happening is, for instance, in the sky side, when you're putting your tiles out, you're scoring points based on like these area majority. Like if you put out a bunch of red places next to each other, you get a bunch of points for it. So you're kind of building more like strategically than you would on the other, on the sink side. There's a sonar track. You can move that up, and the sky side players get points for moving it, but the sink side players, when they're rolling their dive dice, they actually get rewards based on where that token is. So there's a lot of synergy between the two sides, even though the game is competitive. So the only other thing I will mention is that there's artifacts in the game. The way that works is when you put tiles together, they have like this symbol in a corner. If you complete this it takes 3 tiles to complete it, because then it makes like a full circle. You get to draw a token from the bag and get bonus points and such. And anything else we'll pretty much just mention if we need to. But let's start with you, Eric. Would you throw some points out here? What'd you think of Flotilla?
Sure. So, like you said, I think there's a lot to take in on the game. Of course, playing it through the first time, because not only do you have to kind of learn the sink side of playing through the game, you also have to kind of understand what are the elements and what is the reasoning you want to go to the sky side. So I did later on in the game kind of start to understand those elements and how they kind of interlink. Whereas, like you said, the sky side people are going down there, getting these resources. They're going to sell it to the market, which drives that particular color. I forgot what they are. Resource down, basically. Yeah. So, and how that works is, it might be 5 each, and you sell 5 of them, where you're going to get $25 back on it. But now that you sold 5, it's going to go 5 down. Now that resource might be worth 2. So as Skyside players, you don't really have ways to drive that back up unless you do a lot of market actions where you can kind of mitigate that to go up a little bit. So hopefully you buy low and then sell back. But then there's more of a need for Skyside players to come in, and if they see a lot of resources are really low, it might be a good time to go ahead and change that over, so you can buy those resources and use it in conjunction with playing that side of the game. I kind of noticed that there was a lot of stuff for me to get point wise, so I never had to go to Skyside, so I didn't get to really experience that side of the game, but I kind of experienced watching you guys play through that side of the game. But I did like the interaction between the two sides, and that you didn't really have to go sky side in a game if you didn't want to. And that's also a feasible action as well. And I suppose there's also feasible ways to win where you might go really early. You want to chime in, George?
Well, I didn't want to go sky side in the game, and I didn't want to go sink side either. Like,
all right.
He just wanted to go up on the guild tracks.
I just went up on the guild tracks because, like, the rest of the game held no interest for me. This one, I have a hard time saying anything positive about this game. I have to tell you, it looks like the dog's breakfast, and it was, the sort of card play that is like Concordia card play.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna definitely say.
But times like 10 the length. The length of the teach was astonishing, and the gameplay itself, it went forever. Like, so it has nothing on Concordia in terms of length, and it's just the basic like get stuff and convert it into other stuff, and then build
make money off that
ugly
stuff
with it. I have no interest in building type games like that, and this one just didn't grab me in any way. Like Waterworld as a theme doesn't appeal to me. This one didn't evoke that in me very much.
Yeah, besides, the artwork on the box and maybe making those flotillas, I didn't really get the sense of waterwork myself. So that part of the theme didn't come out to me. Like I said, besides the overall theme of the game, but gameplay-wise, it didn't play into that theme.
Yeah, I could see where there were interesting things going on that you guys could really get into, but man, I could not.
I mean, I think the theme is kind of there because the sync side players are literally diving into the old world and pulling up stuff like sewing machines and satellites. So they're pulling up all this junk from the ocean, from the old world. And then the sky side players are really buying that stuff and refining it into building materials to make the flotilla bigger. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a cool theme, I think. I don't think Waterworld was amazing anyway as a movie. I think it was fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But then that's about it. So, the theme was kind of neat, but the biggest thing with me is the relationship between the sky side players and the sync side players. I thought that was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So also notice that, at certain points in the game, I'm helping the sky side players get a lot of victory points if I allow certain resources to get cheap for you guys to build or to buy with. So, I actually took that into account and was able to not sell for quite a bit of time. So even in that kind of interplay, you can, if you notice that they need certain resources, you can prevent that resource from getting too low to give it to the sky side players.
That's fair.
It worked out.
I mean, you did win. I just thought it was pretty neat that, it's the buy and sell aspect that, the sync side are trying to sell and the sky side need to buy. And so it causes that market to fluctuate. Because otherwise, if nobody ever
kind of helping each other in a way too. You're making it more profitable for me to sell after you buy these up, and I'm making it cheaper for you to buy these up when I do go sell that particular resource.
Yeah. But it does seem like a kind of an overwhelming game. There is a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think that as we start playing it, the game really does just flow. Personally, I think. So, I mean, whether or not you like the theme and all that stuff, but I think the game is pretty easy to understand once you get it, after a couple of rounds. You're like, okay, I get it, because you have to explain 6 different cards and what they do, and then explain what the other side of them do during the other side of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it is kind of like learning 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot to it.
Which is it's a lot. It's a lot. But I don't know. I really liked it. I think I don't necessarily believe I'll go out of my way to buy it, or at least buy it, if I find it a good deal, I'll buy it. I just don't think I would be able to get it to the table a whole lot, and it doesn't make sense for me to buy stuff that is just going to sit on the shelf. Even though I would like to play this a lot, it's just, really, really hard to get
George
to the table.
To play it now.
Yeah, it's really hard to talk George into playing it.
I'm one and done on this one, guys. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Fair.
Gotcha.
I feel that way about Zolkin, and a lot of people like that. So.
Oh, Zolkin's so good.
So,
you have to give that one another try.
Yeah. So, this is going to appeal to a certain kind of gamer that likes buying and selling and building things.
More economic, a little longer game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But I like the fact that the game is pretty simple as far as what do you do on your turn? You play a card, you do what it says. You just have to understand what it says and how to do those things. But the concept of what you're doing is pretty straightforward and easy.
Yeah,
sure. After you get all the rules and explanations down, playing it through the first time, you're going to get it. And
another thing that, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But the other thing I actually really like about the the card play is that I got to the point where I literally planned 4 and 5 rounds ahead of time and just aligned them in my hand. It was because there's not a lot that anybody else is going to do to get in your way
or anything at all.
It is kind of a solitaire. I wouldn't call it a solitaire game because there is this interaction between everything. And if somebody goes and sells, like if somebody goes and sells all the blue resources before you get there, it will screw you up. So there is some kind of indirect actions that you can take, but there's not really a whole lot that somebody's going to be able to do to stop you from doing something.
Right. And
you could still go sell it. You just don't get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even if they pick up a guild card that, you really wanted to get, that really doesn't hamper you so much so, because when they play it, you can just hold your card that mimics that card as well. So I did like that aspect about the game too, that, certain players couldn't get all these good cards and kind of dominate in that strategy. Yeah.
And on top of that, if they pick the card from the same deck you're going to pick it from, they're all very similar in far as what they actually do.
Yeah.
Right.
There are a couple of cards that might be better based on what you're doing at the moment. But for the most part, it's not like they took a card where, you want to dive better, but then the next card is like go into the market more times. So it's not like that. You are still going to get a card that allows diving. It just might be a different combination of how many dice you get to add, or maybe like if you're going to get ocean tiles, maybe you get to pick more. And so,
okay. So I didn't want to go dive into the poisonous muck to pull up some barrels of stuff. I really didn't care to do that. And I really didn't want to use it to build a really ugly, like ramshackle
Flotilla.
city. So what I ended up doing was I went and got lots of cards, because that was the thing that they let you do in the game, and I could do that. So I got a bunch of cards, and I just acquired the crew that I wanted to hire, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But then it turns out they give you no points for doing that, basically.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, it might have been nice to see that, on a lot of games, and like Concordia, those cards in Concordia give you a reason to get them. Not only do they give you better actions, they give you victory points for having certain things.
Yeah.
So in this game, if they did some kind of interplay with that, or even gave the better cards some victory points for getting them, because you are using actions to get them.
They could have made it in some way where that's a viable strategy to win the game. Like, why not? Why not add another way to play the game rather than just forcing everyone to buy and sell?
It would be more pointality, which you don't like.
That's true.
Well, if they did that, they would have to dramatically increase how many cards are in each of the decks, though, because if one person's only focusing on that, then everybody else, there's not a lot of cards there. There's like 10 in each pile. So, I don't know.
You guys had plenty of cards, and I focused directly on that.
That's fair. I do think that maybe some of those should be worth points.
Or if you get certain sets, they should be worth extra points. So it makes it actually
that'd be kind of cool.
Viable
get a
way
set
to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I guess you are kind of in as far as the theme of the game going directly against it, because the whole idea is you're supposed to be helping out this city on the ocean, and all you're doing is just hiring a bunch of people.
I do what I want.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll do some final thoughts on this one.
Sure.
Eric, anything else you want to add? Or
I liked it quite a bit. Looking forward to playing it more. Looking forward to, like I said, trying the sky side. Or, I didn't get the chance to play it on our first game. Next time, I would like to try to implement the strategy to maybe do it a little earlier and see how that kind of plays out.
George?
The art on the people cards is nice.
Fair enough. All right. For me, I enjoyed this one. I do believe that most people are not going to have a great playthrough the first time, because there is so much going on, so much to learn.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't do the sync side or the sky side.
A lot of, heavier games, your first time you're going to play through it, it's going to be a learning experience. Those additional strategies and things that you can implement might come out more in a second playthrough and further playthroughs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think being an opportunist on moving to the sky side is something that's learned over a couple of a couple of plays, And so that might make it really interesting after a few times. And you're like, oh, I see a great opportunity because all the resources are low. Bam, switch over, buy all this stuff, get a bunch of cards, build them. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I like it. I mean, the interaction between the two types of players that are playing is probably my favorite thing of the game. So
yeah,
I would try it out if you like heavier games for sure.
Definitely.
It's heavy.
All right. That is Flotilla. And so for our top 5 of this episode, we have our top 5 favorite lengthy board games. Originally called long board games, but I didn't want to get it confused with playing games that were actually long.
Or surfing.
Yeah, like sorry sliders.
Like sorry sliders. Or pitch car where you don't make a track and you just make a straightaway. Anyway, so we kind of discussed this beforehand. I should have saved it for the show, but I'm assuming everybody's on the same page of the 3-hour plus mark for most part.
That's what I did.
Yes. So what I kind of did is I went back to BGG and seeing that any of the games I picked out had a box time of 120 minutes, which usually indicates 3+ hours anyway. Right. So that's what I did.
The box always lies. You have to at least add 50% to it or 100%, right, depending on your group. So, yeah, I kind of I did the 3-hour mark, although some of the games, maybe 1 or 2, are clearly only that long if you play with 4 players. Like if you play it with 2 players or 3 players, it might be shorter, but I still consider them. So, all right, well, I guess I'll start this out and let George have the last one, because that's going to be probably the most interesting. I think Eric and I's list are going to be pretty similar, maybe.
Some of it.
Maybe. All right, well, let's start with my number 5, and that is a game that we actually just recently talked about, and that's Arcane. I absolutely love this game. This game was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to buying it. This is the only game.
And our game playthrough was really, really long. But I do agree with you. It was a really good game.
I think it's going to be a long game anyway. For sure.
It's a long game.
But especially with 5 players. Yeah. This is the only game, ironically enough, on my list that I've only played once. Every other game on here I've played quite a bit. Maybe that's wrong. Anyway. Well, kinda. So Arcane is just really good. I love, we only played on Tabletop Simulator, but
5 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah, 5 hours. That's crazy.
For 4 players.
I thought we had 5.
No.
That makes it worse.
It was 4.
Massive, yeah.
Oh, it was so good, though. Everything about it was great.
It was a good game. Tim won. That's why he liked it extra.
I called it halfway in. I was like, I love this game.
Yeah.
I like to do that now, is to call it when I know I'm not winning, because I'm like, let's tell it how it is, because then I'm gonna lose and be like, nope, this game sucks. I don't know. I really like it. I mean, you move around on this map and do all these. You put out all these different machines on these different spots, and you have all these actions where you gather resources and you have to run around. I don't know. It's too much to actually explain here. Just check out a review of it. But one of the coolest things is how this big monster, the Colossus, I think it's called, like moves around on the outside, and you gotta, normally in other games you want to stay away from it, but you kind of want to investigate this thing. It has all these little shards that you pull out of it that has all these has random numbers on it you don't get to see, so it's got a little gambling pressure luck style aspect to it. Oh man,
this is a
it had a lot of fun
long game, and I'm actually willing to play it again, so it's got a lot going for it.
That's how you know it's a good
game. George like that. It's really, really long.
So my number 5 is Arcane.
All right, so going to me, number 5.
Yep.
So this actually has a short version built into the game because it does kind of run a little long. It is Spartacus.
Yes, I thought about this one.
So you're basically, you're getting some gladiators. You're putting them in the arena. They're fighting it out. You're making deals. You have some deception in there. It does get a little munchkin-y at the end. You definitely see who's out front, and you're playing these cards to prevent that first player. Unfortunately, that's part of the game a little bit, but overall, excellent game. If you haven't tried it out, definitely worth a look.
George, have you tried that one?
No, I have this one. I'm a little sorry I didn't think of it. It would have made my list. That's a great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that if I had a top 10, it would probably be number 6. So it was right there, but I feel like a Kion, if Spartacus didn't have the Munchkin ending,
right?
It would have taken this spot.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Speaking of which, not that this is, going to be relevant when this gets released, but we should play it tomorrow. So.
Spartacus.
Yeah. We should. Yeah. We definitely should. All right. Cool. So I just want to say what some of the games are that I didn't focus on real quick, because like certain games are campaign games or they have multiple scenarios to them. I
was actually thinking about putting those games in there, but like it's each.
I mean, they could go
game.
3 hours, like right. This War of Mine.
You play 2 campaigns,
or Robinson Crusoe, or Seventh Continent, like all those kind of games I didn't consider on the list. And then there's games that they have long versions, but like the base version isn't that long, like Shadow Rift. You can play the epic variant that we made up. Or there's Orleans Stories rather than base Orleans, like that kind of thing. I didn't choose those kind of games. And there are other games that they're super long if you put in all the expansions, like Everdell or Pursuit of Happiness. Like they're going to be 3-hour games if you throw everything in there. But I didn't count that either. So
you're going like base games.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Well, I just figured I won't deal with expansion stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nope, that's all.
So my number 5 is a game that's called Long Live the King. It's from 2006, and it's more like a LARP than it is anything else. It's like it's a role-playing game, sort of, but you have cards, and the things that you do in the game are done by playing cards. But the way that you do them is one person is the king, and everyone else, there's like 8 roles, and then a bunch of ancillary roles, but 8 main roles of characters in the kingdom, and they all want certain things. And so it's this backstabby negotiation, talk to each other, go off and have secret deals. Very, very long. This is an entire day gaming experience. And it's fragile and it's weird, and you have to know what the roles are and how they interact with each other, so you don't just, give the kingdom over to the queen or whatever. But the king is dying, and who's going to be the next in line? It's a great theme, and it's a lot of fun when you can get the right group of people together. It's one of those kind of things.
Kind of reminds me of... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Obviously, very exciting.
All right. It kind of reminds me of a card game. I never got to play it, actually. I think it's called like Damati or something like that.
Oh, no, that's like... Yeah, that's just super simple. Simple.
Oh, yeah. No, super simple game.
I was thinking more like 2 Rooms and a Boom.
Well, that is also super simple and quick.
It's simple, but what I mean is like the idea behind, like, you got all these different roles and you're talking to each other and trying to figure out who's what.
Yeah.
Or I guess in that game, do you know what role everybody is?
You know what role everyone is, but you're not entirely sure what they want. And there's 3 currencies in the game. There's like favor and actual money and I don't know, something else. Anyway, status, I think. And like if certain characters have cutoffs, like if their status falls below a certain amount, they can't become the king, and it's got kind of weird stuff in there like that, and it's very interesting. It's dinner theater, honestly. It's like you're going to be doing this all night, and it's very.
How many players do you recommend?
I can't say it's a good game, really,
yeah,
because it's got so many flaws in the design, and it's very fragile. But if you
It's a cool experience,
it's an experience.
Though.
Absolutely an experience, yeah.
So have you ever played 20 people. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So there's a game called The Great Damudi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a card game. Like you said, it's probably pretty simple. I haven't played it. But in this card game, you have like the king has like a plushy seat, and it's you kind of play that up, and then it goes down to like a peasant. You might give that peasant like a bucket or something to sit on, and they have to do everything for the higher ups.
Yeah.
Like, oh, peasant, I would like a drink now,
and they have to rush off and
go get the drink. Right? Yeah. One day I want to play it.
Okay, we should play it. Yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty funny.
I have that one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play it.
All right, my number 4 is a game that probably is only the length it is when you play it with a bunch of people, like 4 players, and that's Nations, the board game.
All right.
It's a longer game because it's like a civilization kind of building game. But obviously with less players, it would probably be under 3 hours. but it is lengthy. Anyway, I really like this game. Obviously, it's in my top 10 alongside the dice game, which I kind of make them share the same spot because they are very similar.
Oh, yeah.
But they did a good job of distilling it to a 45-minute time limit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
So number 4 for me is a food chain magnate. So in this game, you're kind of doing the same thing. You are making a big empire of a certain food chain. And not only that, you are also having to deal with purchasing, marketing, sales, getting staff. So you're kind of doing that whole gambit, and it's actually pretty unique. And I liked it quite a bit. Only got to play this once so far, and it is a game that definitely, if you're playing against somebody that's played before, played a couple of times before, you're going to get thrashed. But stay with it because even in my one playthrough, I can definitely tell it's an awesome game. Look past the artwork, but
yeah, great artwork.
It actually is kind of nice.
If you like MS Paint,
yeah,
that's what artwork was like in the 50s.
Definitely minimalistic in the artwork category.
Fair enough. Yeah, I like this one.
I've not experienced it. It really doesn't sound like my kind of game at all.
I think you would like it. It is heavy.
It's heavy, but yeah,
it's heavy. It's
satisfying.
Long, and if you make a mistake, you're screwed. So
yes,
yeah,
that's okay.
Good.
You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that part, but.
And is it me?
What's your number?
Okay,
yep.
My number 4 is Robin Hood and the Merry Men, and this is the biggest lie on my list because it says 90 minutes on the box. I've never played this game in under 3 hours. And
this is the one that came out a couple years ago.
As a Kickstarter. I really think it's fun. I like a lot of things about it, but I don't know why. It just plods it doesn't feel like it when you're playing it, but it eats up so much time.
Those games I actually don't mind. Like if you're playing a really long game and it feels really long, that's when maybe this game's not so good. But when it's a really long game and time goes by, pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think it does, and it's got theme. It's got so much Robin Hood theme to it that I just enjoy this one a lot.
Cool. Yeah, I've been looking forward to trying to play this one. I tried to math trade it last year too. Didn't work out, but my number 3 is Folklore: The Affliction. This is basically D&D in a box. Except you don't need a dungeon master. Is it your number 3, Eric?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it would be up there. I would definitely like to play it more.
We're playing it tomorrow, are we not?
Or still?
Well, we were. I don't.
We might or might not.
Yeah, we're definitely not.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, but basically, if you enjoy D&D and storytelling games, this has a huge book that you're going to flip through, and it asks you questions, and you make decisions, and those decisions actually determine what might happen. Not just simply like you might get a reward of this or a reward of that, but literally you might actually go to a different spot in the quest and flip out new tiles and fight a different battle type of deal. And on top of that, you're building a character. You've got a character sheet, which is smaller than what it is in D&D and stuff, but you have like a world map that you move around on. And each time you move to different spots, you have to flip out these cards to see if, cause moving around the road is not as dangerous as moving through like the forest. So you can take shortcuts to get places you want to go, but you're going to flip out more dangerous cards that way. And so it is just fantastic. I do have like some small little quibbles. Some of them's component based because they have like these little things that you keep track of the health, but it's like 400 numbers on one little dial that you sit next to it and spin. That's easily fixed though. That's not a big deal. But my only biggest criticism with the game, which isn't massive, but in Dungeons and Dragons, you have this like attack of opportunity. So when you move by something, you get hit, for passing through like a melee or somebody's going to take a quick slice at you. And that really does constrain your movement and everything. And in this game, it feels like you just kind of go wherever you want because none of that happens.
Gotcha.
But it's not that big of a deal. Everything else in the game is fantastic though. I mean, the story and just the cooperative nature of it.
It is really good.
It's so good.
I want to play it.
So good. Oh yeah, we will.
Okay.
We will.
All right. Number 3 for me. It's a Freedom and Freeze game. It is a power grid. So in this game, you're trying to go around and build the biggest empire of power plants, putting out energy to as many cities as you can. So definitely a heavy auction element game. Also, you have to work on the demand and supply of the resources that you need for the different power plants that you have. So it's a game that it's been around for a while. It's a little evergreen, and definitely like to get it out every now and then to play it again.
Did you say it's Freedom and Freeze?
It is.
It is.
And it's not called.
Yes,
it's got a P.
No, in German it was Funkenschlag or whatever.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Never mind. It's all good.
Yeah.
Definitely probably not a game for George.
It is not.
Yeah.
Not a game for me.
It is basically your favorite color, though. The entire game is green.
Yeah, that's definitely right.
I mean,
I'm in.
It should be right up your alley. Top 5 game I'll never play and love.
Yeah, I don't think I can do this one.
That's fair. I like it. It's pretty good.
Hey, how long was it when you played it, Tim?
I don't necessarily know it's a 3-hour game.
I
think it's like a 2.5, maybe 2.
2-hour game. 2-3 hour.
Yeah. So I probably wouldn't have added it to a long game list, but
it gets long.
I guess it depends on how many
I don't know. It
players
gives me
you're
the
playing
sense
with.
that it's long.
It's definitely longer with more players. Yeah.
All right, so my number 3 is a game. Sorry,
actually,
go ahead.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Sorry again. So another good thing about this game too is if you are playing with 2 players, it's not really meant for that out of the box. But if you have this robot, they call it, I think, a robot player that you can buy.
Automata or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. But it actually makes it viable 2-player game as well. So just heads up. That's it. Sorry.
So it's a decent 2-player game. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a decent 2-player game as long as you put that robot in.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Anyway, what was I saying? My number 3 is also a Kickstarter that came out fairly recently. And it's a deck builder called Dire Wild. And we've played it before, Eric and I. And this one gets very long when you play a full game of it.
Oh, this one also lies. It says 60 to 90 minutes.
Yeah, that is absolute lie. Garbage. But the game itself is fun. You have all these animals that as a druid, you're collecting and summoning together and then sort of combining them to make some kind of creature with different powers that, the animals will all together lend it. And fighting these bad guys on a map as you move around and build up your strength to go after the main, the big bad. So it has that sort of classic element to it. The only problem with it is it's a deck builder, and like all deck builders, it needs an expansion, and it doesn't have one yet. But I find it charming and fun.
My number 2 is Mage Knight, the board game.
Yeah.
I was a massive fan of Mage Knight, the miniature game, when it was back in 1999 or something, maybe 2000, 2001. I was a warlord for Wizkids. I mean, I sanctioned tournaments and did all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was probably my favorite game ever at that point. And so when they announced that they were making a board game, I was super excited because this thing had been killed off for years. And then it came out and I'm like, what is this trash? This is not Mage Knight. It barely resembles Mage Knight. It just takes place in the world, except for the cities that actually have clicky bases. But when I actually played it, it's like mind blowing. Have you played this, George? Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you can tell me how you like it in a minute, or trash it, whatever. It is fantastic. I mean, it is massively long and there's a lot to learn of the game, and every scenario basically is like playing a different game, but there is so much strategy and basically no luck. I mean, there's like minor luck basically because the game has cards and you're going to be drawing cards, but the amount of stuff that you can do on one turn is almost overwhelming. And that is fascinating to me. So super good. It's quasi deck builder.
Yes.
Because you're building a deck, but you're not building it in a traditional deck building sense.
Yeah. It is, I would say it is overwhelming, the stuff you can do. And I found the whole game to be overwhelming, and I sold it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I own all of it, and it's amazing.
Actually, this is on my short list. Actually, I kind of put it as one of my honorable mentions just because I haven't played it enough to put it up in more of the ranks here.
Oh, did you only play it one time?
I think I played the beginning scenario twice.
Oh.
But that was also years apart as well.
It's just got so much going on. Like, it's exhausting.
It is an excellent game there. I do want to play it and maybe keep in rotation more often, where now if I want to play it again, I have to read the rule book and relearn it, and that's a little bit of a chore, but it is worth.
It's a massive chore.
Taking the time to get to learn this game. And,
we're gonna do it though. I asked Derek if he wanted to play it the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally gonna do it.
I'll do it.
Very good.
I only actually played two scenarios.
I'll play it with you guys. I sold it, but I mean, I'm open minded to being convinced that it's good.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is good.
Okay.
And actually, playing on Tabletop Simulator might make it shorter anyway, just because all the setup is already done.
Yes.
That is quite a bit of
That'll
stuff.
help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good game.
So number 2 for me is Mansions Madness 2nd edition. I would probably also put it in the 1st edition if I played it, but have not. I do think I would like the one versus all aspect of the 1st edition as well. But,
that's amazing.
Yeah, 2nd edition, it is app driven, so maybe that helps it depending on your play style. But you're in the Cthulhu mythos environment, and you're investigators, and you're running through these scenarios, and I think it has a good storyline. It plays really well, so that's my number 2.
That is a great choice for a long game list. I've fallen asleep every time I've played that.
Have you played the 1st edition, George?
No, I have not.
Dude, the 1st edition, I haven't even played the 2nd edition. I can tell you right now it's better. I don't care what these people out there, I don't even care what they're saying. Like, I mean, I get it. The 2nd edition is probably really good for people who like full co-op games.
Which I do.
Because the 1st edition is definitely an all versus one, but all the scenarios work really well with this all versus one thing. And it has random setups, or not really random, but you choose certain things. And it allows it for replayability. So you can even play the same group of people, the same scenario twice in a row. Like right after you just played it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to become a mind game of the I can't remember what the keeper or something. I can't remember what the actual the bad guy player is, but he is. I mean, he's going to mess with you because he's like, yeah, I'm going to change these things around and stuff, and maybe put them in different rooms. Oh,
but
it's so
good. 2nd edition, it does that for you.
Yeah, but I mean, I might as well just play the game on an app.
What's the
point in having the
Yeah. In a sense, yeah, you still have that board game in front of you. You still have the pieces that you're going to move around.
They're also on
the board
the
game kind of.
I mean, they're on the app as well.
So basically, what you're saying is, if you had like a 30-inch tablet and you just laid it on the ground, like, I mean, you don't even need components.
No, you still need them.
What do you need them
That's
for?
Fair.
But all the chits and stuff
to feel the dice,
right?
Yeah, I urge anybody who hasn't played the 1st edition, unless you just do not like all versus one games.
Actually, I picked up the 1st edition as well, so I have both editions.
Oh,
nice.
Wow.
Well, it works out too because you can combine them.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least for the 2nd edition, anyway.
Right. Or going to the 2nd edition.
Yeah, can't go the other way around. But
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All
right. Number 2.
My number 2 is Time Stories, and this is one that it's always a long game. It's always 3 hours, but this is the kind of game where you want it to be that. There's just so much exploration in this game and so much discussion amongst the players. I've had a ball every time I've played this one. Some are better than others, but they've always been really enjoyable. One of my favorites. Time Stories.
Yeah, I liked it. We only played that one.
The base game scenario is what we ended up playing. I did. We'll go ahead and move my copy along. Yeah, I mean, I think I overall enjoyed it. I did sense that, at least for the first scenario, it gave you maybe too much time to like, oh, you can explore everything and go down all these little rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
That doesn't always hold true, though.
Does it? Okay. Oh, that's good then.
But you kind of want to anyway, like.
Yeah, because it's only a single play.
You want to explore everything.
Yeah, if you want to explore everything and fill out the whole storyline, sure.
Plus, technically, if you died, you're really playing it twice.
That's
right?
Yeah, it's built into the game, though. Like,
yeah, to restart. All right, try again.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I like it. So for honorable mentions, I have two. One is Kingdom Death Monster. I put it on here because I really believe it's going to make this list eventually.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't got it to the table, but just by reading it and just by putting the models together, oh my gosh, this game is fantastic. I don't even care. I mean, unless there's no way it's going to bomb, but I might have problems with it.
Hopefully not.
I think it might be difficult. I might get irritated with it, but I don't think it's going to suck.
No, I doubt it.
Nah,
and if it does, oh my God, that's going to be so bad. But anyway, I think I've read and seen enough of it and kind of,
know how it's going to be. Right.
Okay. Yeah. The only other honorable mention I'll mention real quick is Detective: A Modern Crime Story.
Ooh.
I did have a lot of fun playing the game, even though it's super long. It's just the ending is absolutely terrible and
the storyline and the gameplay.
I felt like I was taking a test, and that's when I was like, nope.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The story was cool.
The ending is bad? Why do you think the ending is bad?
He doesn't like at the end.
The multiple choice crap.
Yeah. Here's these questions and see if you can answer them correctly. And
it's like I was taking an exam. Like I spent 4 hours learning about.
I agree on that.
And so if they would have just like presented that a little differently, like if there was a DA that was asking you those things and there was like a little paragraph where he
actually that would have been better. I like that.
Okay.
You improved the game right there. It didn't take no time.
I think the multiple choice kind of diluted it because
you're right.
It's like
they should have done a story like where they asked you
either that or just ask me a question. It's like,
yeah, all right, who are gonna go lock up right now?
Okay. Yeah.
He's like, oh, you got the wrong person.
Okay, we just fixed it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Right.
That would be awesome. But everything you're doing up until that point is actually kind of fun, even though it does feel somewhat like work. But man, you really do feel like you're a detective.
You do.
You're grinding that out. Actually doing detective work.
You're taking notes. You're working your butt off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of do look forward to finishing it because we want to play those couple scenarios. But anyway, it's my short list just because of how much I dislike the endings.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Of each scenario, because I like the multiple choice just made it feel like a test, and I'm like, I don't want to be tested. I want to be tested because I arrested the wrong person, stuff like that. So
I get it.
Cool.
So for my honorable mentions, it's just games that I got to try out, got to test. I want to play it more and experience it more before giving a final conclusion. But all excellent games I've played in the past. Just as been a while since I played them, so it's hard to kind of bring them up into context now. They would be Dominant Species, Mage Knight, and Eclipse. All excellent games, all ones I want to get back to the table, all also very long games. So
yeah, Dominant Species, that's a good call. Yeah.
Oh,
that's long.
Yeah, I want to try that out.
Oh, it was good. Yeah. From what I can remember. It's been many years.
Okay. My honorable mentions, Detective: A Modern Crime Game, as well as Detective City of Angels and Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, because they're all detective games. Detective games that are long are good ones. Like, you have to think about things a lot. You have to really get into the story. And so I lumped them all together. They're just fantastic.
But why honorable mentions? Is there a reason they're honorable mentions? Like they don't meet the list?
No.
Like City of Angels, I kind of feel like
they're just number 6.
You just want to talk. Like City of Angels, I feel like might not be long enough
to be on the long
for this list ananyway.
Maybe not. You're right. I mean, it depends on how you play it. I guess how quickly you play it.
If you play it really slowly,
if you talk real slow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're like role playing it out and stuff, and artificially inflating the time.
Yeah. I guess they all depend on how much you talk about things and really discuss through your options. So
yeah. What about Modern Crime Story? You the same reason as me, or are you just putting it on there because it's
just because it's detective stuff? I really like it. But now that you've mentioned that, I absolutely do think it should have had a more story related end of the game where you're answering those questions, and then like a choose your own adventure kind of thing. That'd be amazing.
Now, I will say there's an expansion for that game that brings in new storylines.
The LA stories.
Sure, and depending on those, that storyline, it might bring me back, but base game storylines didn't draw me in.
Okay, well, I have it. I have that one.
Okay,
you didn't like the base game storyline?
What is wrong?
No, I did not. I thought it was bleh.
Wow. Yeah,
wow. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I actually like that it was in modern. Which is funny because it says detective a modern crime story, but I'm pretty sure it takes place in the 50s or something.
No, well, I mean, some events did, like events leading to other events.
Right.
Oh, that's right, but it's in the modern day. You're just trying
anything, but
yeah. Well, anyway, we'll move on. My number one, Eric. What is it?
It is World of Warcraft, the board game.
What is your number one?
World of Warcraft, the board game.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way we're picking something different for this.
Yeah, so good. So if you want an epic experience, you want to spend a whole day playing it, this is a game.
That's right.
You like the team versus team aspect of it, or a team versus team aspect in games. Awesome game. So yeah, it's definitely if you have a day to kill, you have 8 of your closest buddies. There's 8. Yeah, it was 8 up to 8 players, right?
I think it's 6. It's only 3 on 3.
That's right. Yeah, if you have 6 buddies that you want to get together and spend a majority of the day playing.
Yeah, last time we played it took us 14 hours.
Yeah,
and it was phenomenal. Like halfway through, you're like, "What time is it? 6?" You're like, "What?
Oh man,
are you serious?"
Quick dinner break and back in playing.
This is the one that
we didn't even
agreed to play, even though it's that long, right? You talked me into yeah. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it one of these days,
dude. I'm telling you, it's like, have you ever played an MMO at all? I can't remember if you have. No,
I don't think so.
Have you ever binged a PC game all day long? We're picking the wrong person.
Abort.
I did.
Well,
yes. Played SOCOM on the PlayStation when I was in college.
Nice. I like SOCOM.
It's really good.
Well, so a lot of people, when they play MMO games, like MMORPGs, they'll sit down and play for like 10 hours straight, like especially World of Warcraft or EverQuest and stuff like that.
Right. That's a normal
and this
day.
game literally mimics that experience in a short time. And what I mean by short is like, you feel like you leveled up throughout the game. You feel like your character got better because you have all these different talents and stuff that you can spec your character in. And you, with the expansion, you can actually raid dungeons. You can, do all these epic quests and stuff.
You can fight each other.
You can fight each other. The PvP is, it's whatever. I kind of picture it more of like a race game because you're trying to race to fight the final boss.
Right.
Yeah. So you're trying to race to level up to go fight it. So the PvP is kind of just like
really
hindering the other team.
Going at it against each other. Okay. But, if someone's really low and they're close by, you might run over and
take them out.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Opportunity.
I'm going to be the one getting shagged.
Presents itself. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. I actually do wish this game was or supported up to 4 because in the game, I don't know, maybe it is kind of cool at 6 because you kind of move around in pairs. But if you're only playing 3 players, and it's like 2 people run off and one person kind of does some stuff. He's kind of like your errand boy, I guess.
Is this a game that is out of print and will never come back? That kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is sad because
on the secondary market at for that size and what you get for it at a reasonable price.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
it's like what 150 or so.
Yeah, maybe probably less than that. 100, 120, you can get it.
Oh wow, that's not that much then.
Yeah.
Oh no, especially because it comes with like 80 something miniatures.
Of an IP that everyone knows.
Right.
Oh yeah. I actually think it's kind of dumb that they don't keep making stuff for it, but I get it because it is such a complicated game that I don't know how well it did, because it had came out a little bit before we started getting into board games, and it had already been basically out of print by that time. You know what? I take that back. I bought this game for retail at Gen Con from Fantasy Flight in 2008. But because I was playing World of Warcraft, I wasn't a board gamer at the time, although I did play miniature games and card games and stuff. But I bought it specifically because of how much I liked WoW.
Yeah. And I bet a lot of people also did the same.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, let's play this tonight. So we went back to the hotel.
Really?
and we punched the game out. And literally by the time we're done punching the game out, it was like an hour later. And I'm like, all right, well, I kind of remember the rule book. Let me just jot through it. I start flipping through it. I'm like, okay, there's no way. It's like, I've never played a game with a 52-page rule book. I mean,
yeah.
So it didn't work out. And then we played it.
If somebody really likes WoW, this would be the board game for them.
Oh, absolutely. I found this for $5 at Goodwill.
What?
I did. And I gave it to my brother because he's the only game he plays is World of Warcraft. He has an entire shrine of WoW stuff around his computer and everything. And I was like, dude, I could sell this for so much money. And it was complete too. Everything was in it. I took a picture and all that and put it on, but $4.99 at Goodwill. And I was
so they just did the one game. There was never any expansions, nothing.
Oh, there's two expansions.
Oh, okay.
There was the best expansion ever, which basically this game had so many decks of cards, but it didn't feel like there was a lot in each deck. The first one is called like Shadow of War or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it added so many cards to the game that just fluffed all those decks up. It was great. Then the actual big box expansion was Burning Crusade, which is the first expansion to the actual PC game. And that added like some new characters, the shamans, obviously. And it added like another board that you attach to it. And it changed the length of the game. And this is really why the game's 14 hours. Because before what happens is there's one world boss like Ragnaros or somebody. And then you basically have 15 turns for each side, because the game length is 30 rounds. But then, like each turn you move a marker. So each side, Alliance and Horde get 15 turns. And at the end of that, if nobody has killed the boss, because if you kill the boss, you win. If nobody's killed the boss, it just spawns you in an arena and you basically kill like PvP each other and whoever wins. So it had a hard stop to the game. Whereas when you add Burning Crusade, the whole timer wraps now. So it never ends until somebody actually kills the final boss.
That doesn't sound good.
Actually, it's more satisfying. It just adds more length to the game.
Right.
So we played the base game a bunch of times, and we played it within 4 to 6 hours. But the expansion and adding 6 players really does amp it up to that like 14 mark.
Well, when we play, you and Eric can't be on the same team.
Oh, it's been so long now.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm still saying that.
I don't even think we weren't on the same team before, were we?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we've been on the same team when we played it. I'm typically on my brother's team.
Okay.
Because I always try to lure him into it. It's like the only board game he's played with us.
Cool.
All right, I guess we're going to end with your number one, George.
All right, well, it also probably won't be a surprise because I've talked about this game on this show before. It is Argent, the Consortium. It is my favorite worker placement game. It is a massive, long game. If you have 3 or 4 players, you're going into 3 hours on this one. And it is essentially Hogwarts, the board game, but with worse art. It's got weird anime art, the level 99 kind of BattleCon kind of art.
It looks cool.
I mean, it looks cool, but it's weird. But I can ignore that, and I can just think this is like Hogwarts kind of thing where I'm learning these spells, and I've got these all these little students that are on my side, and I'm sending them off after these other teacher students, and it's it's very much a take that very bloated game. And even with those flaws,
well,
I love this game. I really do.
Well, it's a fortunate thing and an unfortunate thing on a lot of level 99 games. There is just so much in their boxes and so much gameplay.
So much replayability.
So many components. Yeah. So it's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely.
Even like something small like Disc Duelers have so much, like every character feels different. And
they don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
But in this case, more was better. The number of spells that you have and all the options for the different kinds of wizards and what they can do when you place them out on the board leads to so many clever plays and just so many turnarounds and the game is just always exciting and fun for me.
And it's competitive, right?
But you can play it cooperative. There's a cooperative way to play it. Of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should try this on tabletop.
Yes.
During quarantine.
I love it.
But is it like a 4-player thing?
It goes to 4.
2 to 5.
It goes to 5. My God,
on Board
I've
Game
never...
Geek.
Seriously.
Add another 2
I
hours.
imagine. It's long with 3, honestly.
Is it? It does say best of 3 as well.
Yeah.
I think 3 players is a fantastic number.
Yeah, for this one, it's great.
Did we do a top 5 3-player games?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We'll do it again.
Never mind. All right. Yeah.
Updated.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Nope.
There are good long games out there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot.
These are 5 that came to me pretty quickly, I guess, but there's so many other games that are straddling that line of being a long game.
Yeah.
If we play it a couple more times, what do you think about Forgotten Waters? Since we just recently played that.
I didn't even think of that one. Yeah. That's 3 hours.
It was kind of long. It wouldn't make my list, but it was good. I mean, it was an experience. And
yeah, I see it's an experience.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I love the story. I love story games, so that's definitely one that would make my list. Maybe, I don't know if it would displace any of those, but top 10 for sure. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I was thinking about putting this on my list just to surprise you guys, because I know you guys have played games like this, but it's a game called Sails of Glory, and it's a miniatures game. Like, you sail these ships around and shoot each other.
Yep.
And I like that one. And that's like the only miniatures game that I do.
Tim, you have this one, right? Or something like it. Sails of Glory. Or maybe it's a different type of...
I've got Uncharted Seas.
Okay, that's different.
I think Sails of Glory isn't normally a 3-hour game. It's just
kind of long.
If it's long, but I think if you play it a lot, it's kind of like War Machine in the way that if you don't play War Machine, you play War Machine, it's like 3 hours. But when I play War Machine, it's 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's what Tim told me last time I went to his house. He was like, "Oh yeah, come over." It was kind of late. Games are only going to be like 45 minutes, and I don't know. I forgot how long it took him to just to teach me the rule set. I think maybe it was an hour, and then our game was like 3 hours. Yeah,
he was there for a long time.
Awesome.
Yeah, but when we play it in tournaments and stuff, they're 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
And normally they don't even go 45 minutes. So like it's one of those things where you play with experienced players, it's like shorter.
That's probably true.
And I think Sails of Glory is kind of like that too. Yeah.
But I'm slow at it, so
yeah.
But it's one
cool.
that.
Do you ever play Wings? Is it Wings of Glory, the plain one?
Yeah, a long time. No, wait. I played Blue Max. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I had that Wings of Glory, and I had a mat for it. Never got it to the table, and ended up.
Oh, you got that Goodwill-ish place down the street, right? When they had
St.
all those...
Vincent de Paul.
Yeah.
I picked it up, and it was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not going to ever play it. So last year at Origins, I ended up mass trading it for something else.
Man, I love miniature games. I've played so many. That's what I was doing. Miniature games and CCGs, man. And then
it's funny that you mentioned that one, because out of all the miniature games, I'm not that into miniature games, but like pirate ships or ships of the line and World War I fighter planes. Those are like the two categories that I'm actually into.
Sweet. We'll talk more in a minute after the show about
that.
We want to thank you again for tuning in to episode 97 of the MeepleCore Podcast. This episode was recorded on June 11th, 2020. Please send us your questions and comments to meeplecore@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Check out the video versions of the show on youtube.com/MeepleCore. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple.
Eric Ledford.
George Breden.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.